January 27th. AlphaZo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, AlphaZo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seem very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Osaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Osaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion. West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter AlphaZo, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zoe rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. AlphaZo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Il Manard, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Il Manard, AlphaZo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. AlphaZo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Il Manard, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Il Manard, AlphaZo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboard Charlie, you seemed very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Il Manard. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Osaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Osaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zoe, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zoe rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want. But now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%, no injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zoe. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zoe. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seemed very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Isaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Isaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zoe, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zoe rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Masaru Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Masaru riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want. But now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%, no injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zoe. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way. And I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want. But now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zoe. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seemed very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus. Hello and welcome everyone. We are all the way live, West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered. We are here in the United Irish Cultural Center in San Francisco. I am James Kincaid alongside Sam Laterna. So happy to be here with you tonight. We have a great card of action. Two foundational pieces have returned to West Coast Pro Wrestling from Japan. Titus Alexander taking on Leo Asaka. And Vinny Massaro is back, and he will go to war with one called Manders. But that's not all. Sam, in our main event, it's been brewing since the West Coast Cup.
Absolutely, lest we not forget that it was Starboy Charlie who exploited that rib injury of Alpha Zoe's back at the West Coast Cup, ultimately getting him to the finals. Zoe tonight looks for redemption and the title.
Zoe hasn't forgiven or forgotten what will happen in our main event. Also, a pair of VIPs in the house, the Crush Gals, one of Japan Wrestling's most popular tag teams ever. All that and so much more. So let's light it up.
San Francisco. No, we got it figured. Ladies and gentlemen, this is West Coast Pro Wrestling, and tonight we are Ill Mannered. Before we begin the show tonight, I do have to say, Vinny and the South Pacific Savages are not here tonight due to circumstances beyond our control, but we do, it's alright, we do have suitable replacements for you guys tonight. But with that being said, we're going to get things started off with your opening contest.
Elijah Rutsky filling you in, and yes, circumstances outside of West Coast Pro's control and Vinny's control, unable to be here tonight, but they will be here in the future. Same goes for the South Pacific Savages. Safety issue for Venny and a medical issue for Juicy Finau, but we'll see how the night unfolds in the wake of that. We got more action here before then, as you see the man from the Bayou, Jaya Jewel, making her way to the ring. Team Jaya.
And from what I understand, there are going to be quite a few people in this match who have earned their keep on this show tonight, having competed at the West Coast Showcase earlier this week and earned their spot. Among them is Brett the Threat, Jaguar Montoya, and Lazarus. So exciting stuff, a lot of new faces for the fans to familiarize themselves with.
Yeah, and a great lesson to, come to the West Coast Pro Training Academy, come to those showcases, earn your stripes, but more importantly, earn your opportunities, big opportunities for both teams here tonight as Team Jaya makes their entrance.
And it really is a testament to the growth or the opportunity for growth at West Coast Pro, because there's places where you can keep setting up the ring for years and years and you might never get a shot, but here we put our money where our mouths are.
Yeah, well said. Getting a look at Team Jaya. Jaya Jewel in his own right, still new to the game, all things considered, but just has been churning heads left and right, making the most of his opportunities, and really impressive that he, at this juncture, leading his own team here at West Coast Pro Wrestling to kick off Ill Mannered.
Exactly, a new challenge for him in and of itself to lead a group of 4 men. That can easily get a little out of hand, a 4-on-4.
Yeah, ostensibly a rookie or a sophomore, really sort of stepping into a veteran role. It is incredibly admirable and impressive for Jaya now with it. Big Money Ish's team, Team Ishmael.
Okay. I'm seeing a group of very confident guys coming out. Everyone seems in their bag. A little bit of matching here with two of the men in a white jacket, white vest, wondering if they maybe know each other, team together. I guess we'll see as the night goes on.
Well, and we'll see who is able to, as you talk about sort of the sort of continuity, who's going to get the gel the most on the fly here. We've got a lot of moving parts when you have teams this size and teams that are not used to teaming with one another. So look for little mistakes and be able to capitalize on them and perhaps rule the day. But, Ish and Jaya went toe-to-toe one-on-one in LA, and I think a lot of people consider it upset just given the size differential. Jaya able to score the victory, modified Gator twist got him.
Yeah, so you better
Ish wants to
believe.
make better on that, yeah.
Oh, it's most certainly.
For opening contest is an 8-man tag team match. In the black corner, first from California, he is the Lucha Scumbag, Chris Nasty. Next, from San Francisco, California, he is the Flyboy, Andrew Cass. Next, from Huntington Beach, California, he is the Huntington Beach Savage, Asen Kinsella. And the captain of Team Nick from Los Angeles, California, is that big Money Ish Ishmael. And in the blue corner, first from Harrisonburg, Virginia, here's the Double-A Dawn, Brett the Thread. Next, from the 415, here's the City Hunter, Montoya. Next, from the Braves of Las Vegas, here's the Cannibal Cryptid, Lazarus. And finally, the captain of Team Jaya, from Modesto, 180 pounds. Here's the Crazy Cajun, Jaya Jewel! And when the bell sounds, your official in charge, Sparky Butler.
Table set for our opening contest. Team Jaya taking on Team Ish. And I guess heavy on the ish for both teams. I mean,
Yeah.
Again, we'll see how quickly they come together. Hashtag ill-mannered as you follow along. Thank you for joining us live on YouTube or however you may be watching. West Coast Pro Ill-Mannered. James Kincaid alongside Sam Laterna. There is the bell. We are underway here in our opening contest.
And it would appear that Lazarus is starting out with Xavier in the ring. From what I understand, Lazarus is Las Vegas based. He's been wrestling for about a year or two, and I don't think these two gentlemen are very familiar with each other in the ring, James.
That's right, Lazarus hailing from the Braves of Las Vegas as he takes down Chris Nasty there, and Lazarus looks to be, just really bulking up. Noting that since the last time I saw him, it's impressive, particularly for somebody who I assume their diet's mostly just brains, but he got caught there, not much brains to be had. Nasty caught him and then catches him upside the head, showing off that lucha skill set is the lucha scumbag. And nobody home there for Nasty. Lazarus able to get out of the way, follows up that running elbow and then the knee face buster, but Nasty able to shrug it off.
Ooh. And what do you think the name of the game is going to be for the guys on both sides, being that, this isn't a stable in either way?
As you hear the crowd chant for another. I think, again, capitalizing on the early mistakes is going to be key. Who can come together, find continuity first. Oh, Nasty got tripped up there, able to recover.
Some fancy footwork there.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a little too fancy. But taking over Lazarus, got what he wanted from one corner to the other. Lazarus right out and just turned Nasty inside out, sending him to the upside down. Lazarus turning the tide.
Oh, okay. Tag into Flyboy, the youngest person in this match, 19 years old, been wrestling under a year. I don't know much about him except that he's quite cocky, so let's see how that manifests here.
Yeah, 19 years old, some room to mature, and maturing very quickly has been the Crazy Cajun Jaya Jewel. Nice moves from the Flyboy, well-earned nickname.
Yeah, that backflip, no hands there, and a big kick right to the jaw of Jaya Jewel.
No hands from Cass, might be no teeth left for Jaya Jewel after that kick, but Jaya able to recover well,
Yeah.
and now taking it to the Flyboy.
Jaya, ever the hard-hitting competitor here, certainly wants to continue.
Oh, what a
prove why.
bulldog. I think he learned that one from Levi Shapiro, and now Jaya loves to do this. Gonna go for the Gator roll. Jaya Jewel has Cass in the center of the black and blue. From one side to the other they go.
And that's a perfect way to get a newcomer to wrestling. A little bit nervous, a little panicky, goes for that cover.
Beautiful bridging suplex there from Jaya Jewel out of the Gator roll. That was pretty. Nearly got the 3, but not to be. Eager to enter now is Jaguar Montoya. Big time opportunity. Nice double team combination there from Jaya and Montoya, and that could be, sort of that on the fly gelling that we're talking about as Cass is able to tag in now to, this is the Huntington Beach Zaddy, I believe.
That's quite the moniker. I'm imagining he's from LA then.
Yeah, I suppose so. And Montoya just flattened him. Zaddy or not, got caught by Montoya. Nice elbow, going for a claw there. More shades of Levi Shapiro in this opening contest. You can see the impact of the training and tutelage of the Timeless One, but Xavier recovering well. Nice drop kick. Back finds the mark. Big man he took over there.
Now maybe.
Montoya rolling to the other side, looking to make a tag.
Yeah, interesting that he made that tag and he allowed his opponent to get to the other side. I wonder why.
Yeah, perhaps some inexperience there as Ish and Brett the Threat both in there. Nice flurry from Brett the Threat, who burst onto the West Coast pro scene at 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge in Sacramento last year, and now looking to put a grim ending on Big Money Ish's night here at Ill Manor.
Yeah, some fancy footwork there. Oh, and he's going for it. Armbar locked in there, but Ish driving him into the corner here, using his size and height advantage over Brett the Threat.
Yeah, needed to do that in a hurry because Brett the Threat was trying to put Ish on the dissection table right from the beginning. So much technical submission prowess with just a body avalanche, flattening, crushing Brett the Threat.
Uh-oh.
Pupils rolling like dice. On
5 minutes
money.
down. 5 minutes down.
From Ish. And taking down Jaya for his trouble. And Lazarus. Ish wrecking Jaya's entire team. They're all stacked in the corner.
This is definitely not where they want to be.
Clear the deck. Big Money Cannonball. A full broadside from Ishmael Vaughn.
Ishmael Vaughn cleaning house just now. Making a tag in, and now Brett the Threat, worse for wear here.
Yeah, Brett has got to get out of that corner as Chris Nasty, the Snapmare takeover there, charging in. Boot first. And right into the cover, hooks the leg to count only. Threat able to get the shoulder up, but he needs to make a tag in the worst way. And now you see the tags coming more frequently for Ish's team as they are isolating and destroying Brett the Threat.
And that's the name of the game with tag team wrestling, right? Keep yourself and your partners fresh, but not your opponent.
Well, corkscrew sent on action there from the standing position, only got 2. Did Cass, and now again, yes, the more frequent tags and cutting Brett off from the rest of his team. You hear the crowd getting behind Ishmael Vaughn. Here in San Francisco, the United Irish Cultural Center, Brett the Threat in a real precarious position, trying his best to fight off the shoulders of Ish, and he does, and he scores with a kick upside the head. Needed that one in the worst way, that dazed Ish, but smartly tags in Nasty.
Great ring awareness there, Jaya Jewel in.
The drop kick, the spinning heel kick, nice combination from Jaya Jewel, the crazy Cajun from the second rope with the clothesline. Taking down Nasty. And Jaya looked, I think, indecisive there to make the tag to Montoya. Not done getting him up. Oh no. Nasty able to fend off Jaya.
Oh!
Hit the cutter on Montoya. Jaya charging back in now. And the double knees to Nasty in the corner. It could be looking Gator twist here, trying to set him up. He hit it. That's how he beat Ishmael Vaughn, but no, right into the waiting tag of Xavier. Jaya knows it now. Could have gotten the victory there, but just bad luck on the fall. And now, speaking of falls, Jaya Jewel planted dead center of the ring.
Oh, that was a nasty, nasty one there.
Able to make the tags here and not getting cut off with Jaya Jewel. Montoya scores. Now Team Jaya making the tags more, or so I thought. Montoya with a little bit of a fake out tag there. Now it's going to go for it as Brett the Threat re-enters.
Okay, I'm wondering if Brett the Threat is this. Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. Never mind.
Nice combination of strikes from Brett the Threat, but again, now the flywheel. He's a daredevil, and he just hit a blockbuster of a move on Brett. Oh my goodness, the running knee, the leveler from Andrew Cass, but Brett able to roll and get out of harm's way, and now Lazarus has re-entered. And is Lazarus gonna fly here? Dives right on top of Cass.
Uh-oh.
This thing is
Chaos devolving on the outside. A melee of people.
No. Big Money Ish is going for a big money move. Mercy! And standing alone in the night is Ishmael Vaughn.
Sending in Flyboy. Whoa!
And another cutter taking down Lazarus. Looks to be out on his feet. And what's Ish have in mind? Now just a spear. Just taking the soul from Lazarus and taking the victory.
Here are your winners, the team of Tracy Xavier, Chris Nasty, Andrew Cass, and Ishmael Vaughn.
Team Ish victorious here at Ill-Mannered. It was chaotic at times.
Yes, but beautiful chaos.
Yes, absolutely. There is artistry in the storm that was that opening contest here, and a huge victory for all four of those men, making the most of their opportunity here. The platform that is West Coast Pro Wrestling. Big time win in the opening match here at Ill-Mannered.
Absolutely. They should all be very proud of themselves. It was quite the showing, so.
And we know Ishmael Vaughn, you know, he turned all sorts of heads in his West Coast Pro debut and is now becoming a mainstay here. I'm sure the members of Team Ishmael hoping to be very same against them. We shall see. That was just our first matchup. We had victorious Ishmael Vaughn, Xavier, Chris Nasty, and Andrew Cass. And big money Ish with a big cheering section here at the United Irish Cultural Center. Again, I remind you, hashtag Ill-Mannered as you follow along. James Kincaid and Sam Laterna calling all the action here. As we get ready for our next matchup, I yield to our ring announcer, Elijah Rutsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling after that last contest? All right, with that being said, your next contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. And your official in this contest, Red Gear. Introducing first.
Back in the West Coast Pro ring.
It certainly is. We haven't seen Manders at West Coast since the Cup back in August. So welcome back, Manders. One of my favorites to see in ring and on any show.
Yeah, ditto to that. And he's looking to find single success here at West Coast Pro. Easier said than done with his opponent waiting him tonight. And as I said at the top of the show, all the way back from Japan. And I give way now to Dean Martin.
In the blue corner, from the North Beach section of San Francisco, weighing in at 240 pounds, here's the final boss of the West Coast, the Messiah! When the stars make you feel just like a boss, they're comfortable, that's when you dance down the street, you
The Sicilian Batista, a tradition unlike any other in pro wrestling. It is so great to have Vinny Massaro back in a West Coast pro ring, but incredibly successful 2-month tour of Japan with Marvelous Pro Wrestling Noah 01. Vinny Massaro back here at No Matter, looking to continue the Massaro Renaissance in 2024.
Yes, in many ways, Japan has given him a new lease on life, on wrestling, and Massaro is ready to show us all that he's learned in his sojourn in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, Vinny Massaro, just the consummate pros pro. You know, there was a point here at West Coast Pro, he had a streak of 18 wins in singles competition, went over 600 days without being pinned. That, of course, was ended when then champion franchise Titus Alexander was able to defeat him, but it sure wasn't easy. And we'll see what Vinny learned and, yes, maybe rejuvenated himself in Japan to go on another streak. But tall order waiting in Manders.
Most certainly. This is going to be the battle of the lariat and the snoring elbow, I think.
Which will find the mark and get the decisive 3 count. So both men can beat you in a lot of different ways. Everything they do hurts. You just take a look at both these guys.
And it's so lovely the way the fans greeted Vinny when he came back. That homecoming, that feeling of, you know, just being a part of a community, so much so as he is here at West Coast Pro and receiving that love.
I think it's very well said and well taken. In a lot of ways, that community, I think, sort of led to the start of that Massaro renaissance. You know, that they were finally behind him and they believed in him, and he rediscovered his belief in himself. And boy, it sure paid big dividends.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about pro wrestling, right? The fans contribute just as much in some ways, you know, to the wrestlers' careers as the wrestlers do with their own hard work. But no less, these two guys are about to go head-to-head, lock up.
Yep, the singing is done. The pleasantries are over as these two bulls lock horns now. Vinny backed into the corner.
Oh, okay.
A lot of intensity to spare for both these guys.
Yeah, it would appear that Manders also is looking to make a statement here at West Coast. Maybe Vinny thought this would be more of a friendly fight amongst co-workers, but no.
Massaro adjusting quickly here now, not to be outdone. A little Sicilian sign language in the early going.
All right.
Turning things around, and it is now Manders smirking towards Massaro.
Don't want to get that cowboy angry, I'll tell you that.
And neither one of these guys you want to get angry because they're just tangled up here and again find themselves in the corner and amongst the ropes. Vinny able to, I was going to say, take down Manders. Manders right back to his feet. Collision there, doubling over Vinny, but neither man really moving all that much. And now a little gesticulation sensation for Manders, and Vinny didn't like that.
Now Vinny off the ropes, getting a chop of his own from Manders.
Yeah, a lot of turnabout is fair play here. And Manders running over Massaro, and it is a rare sight to see that. Vinny usually able to just plant his foundation and put a stop to that, but Manders just ran him over like a truck. We learned that from George Kittle, the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, Manders, one of his good friends, roommates once upon a time at Iowa. Just lighting up the chest of Manders. I think that woke Manders up a little bit, sort of fueling him.
Oh yeah, good chop to the sternum will wake you up and also limit your breathing.
And they are just trading blows right now, just chopping one another from one end of the ring to the other. Massaro using that top rope, the second row, now down to one knee in the corner is Vinny Massaro. And again, that's yet another rare sight. Just from these chops that are lighting each other up, you can hear them
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a bout of intestinal fortitude because both of these men are not going to relent.
Body avalanche catching Vinny there. I think Manders really has the advantage here in the early game. The strikes of Vinny serving to fuel Manders. Scoop slam into the elbow and right into the cover, 2 count. And again, advantage one called Manders thus far. Nice headbutt from the Corn Belt Cowboy, and Vinny is struggling out of the starting gates here. And it's not going to get any better. As you talked about the breathing before, Manders making sure that's going to become more of an issue there.
Absolutely. Oh, giving a little guff to the referee. Don't think the audience took too kindly to that. Now getting Vinny in the corner. Some shoulders to the abdominal region.
And that football background of Manders paying dividends there. And Massaro is already in deep trouble. Launching elbow right into the cover. No wasted movement, still only 2, but it has been all Manders thus far.
Yeah, very, very smart move by Manders. I think he's continuing to isolate that upper body area, the chest, perhaps the neck as well, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, smart strategy from Manders, but giving Ref Gill the business, taking his eye off of Vinny Massaro. Do that at your own peril. He's got to stay on him here. Now trying to just wrench more of the life out of Massaro. Maybe sensing that, Massaro is, he is very freshly back from Japan. So maybe Manders' strategy, jet lag comes into play. That conditioning comes into play. How 100% is Massaro coming to this matchup? Wants to spoil the homecoming of the final boss of the West Coast.
Absolutely. To my knowledge, it's been less than a couple of days since Vinny's been back, so jet lag is a real thing.
Absolutely. Affects everybody differently, and you see right now, I think that's part of it's what's on display. Part of it in the cover here, a little lackadaisical for Manders. Part of it is that, but then part of it is, look at the guy who's in the ring. Just one of the most devastating Haas battlers in pro wrestling today, one called Manders. And he is taking it to Massaro right now. Vinny trying to get something going, anything, just flailing with the left. Finding the mark enough for Manders to relent for the moment, but can Massaro get anything else going? Struggling to even get up to his feet. Manders right back on the attack.
Yeah, if I'm Vinny right now, you got to create a little bit of distance, and that's not happening right now.
Maybe thinking a stampede is in the offing. Massaro had it scouted, able to slip out the back, scores with a drop kick, and Massaro needed that. Could be a momentum shifter in the matchup if Vinny can capitalize. A smart strategy we've seen from Manders, going after the arms of Massaro, trying to, neutralize the snoring elbow. You talked about at the top, the battle between the snoring elbow and the lariat. And Manders maybe taking away one of Vinny's best guns. Vinny now charging in, using the right. And another one with the uppercut. This is as good as Vinny has looked all matchup. Lining Manders up now. What does he have in mind? Going to try and suplex Manders. That dog won't hunt, at least for the moment. Manders putting the brakes on. But Massaro just selling out for it and just clocked Manders. I thought maybe he hit Manders on his feet, but now it's Manders who scores with the dropkick, sending Vinny to the outside here at the United Irish Cultural Center. And Manders going to follow out and just launches himself at Vinny. Just spilling out into the front row.
Hey, sometimes the best weapon is the human body.
Yeah, Manders using every bit of it there. And now going to try, no, Vinny with the counter. Dropping Manders right on his head. And another chance for Massaro to grab the pendulum of momentum in his favor.
I am seeing a more calculated, cerebral Vinny here, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think he's had to sort of do that on the fly and adjusting to what Manders was throwing at him here. Cover, only 2. And because Vinny is taking a lot of damage in the early going. Doesn't have the same sort of zip. So I do think conditioning is a factor, and you got to believe the longer this goes, the more that maybe would favor one called Manders. Looking for that Sazio suplex. Manders knew it. And a trio of elbows to the back of the head put a stop to that. Nobody home. Sternum first went Massaro, and charging in like a bull is Manders.
Whoa, I've never seen that one.
And gut wrench. Landing Massaro with a gut wrench power bomb. Could be all here. No, not quite. Hand was coming down for 3. Thought Manders had hit the target for 3, but not quite yet.
What an upset that would have been.
Huge for Manders here in 2024. Again, as I said, looking for singles success here in West Coast Pro. What a win it would be over one of the foundational pieces in Vinny Massaro, and Manders can sense it. He's zeroing in. Massaro in a bad way for the majority of the matchup. Now looking for that Iowa Stampede. The Corn Belt Cowboy. No, again, Vinny able to slip out of it. And now Vinny hitting the Sazio suplex, dumping Manders right on his head, and right into the cover, and right into the victory lane. No, Manders able to get the shoulder up.
Vinny with a look of disbelief on his face. That had to be 2 3/4 right there, James.
His hand was coming down again, and I didn't have the best vantage point on it. I think Manders maybe got the shoulder up and hand on the ropes.
A little bit of both, it seemed.
Either way, this match must continue, and now Massaro is getting creative. Vinny perching himself on top. What is he? Oh.
Uh-oh. This is a risk.
Yeah, Vinny. It's been a while since we've seen Vinny bust out the feast of the 3 fishes. And it's going to be a little while longer. Manders able to hitting the power slam at last. Will he get the 3 at last? No. Vinny still able to get the shoulder up. But you see just the desperation of Massaro to go for that, go for broke there. High risk, backfired on him. Manders able to hit the power slam, but still not able to keep Vinny down. And here the crowd showing their support for Vinny Massaro.
Both these men struggling to their feet. Vinny with a forearm to Manders.
We've been reduced back down to this, just toe-to-toe, trading blows in the center of the ring.
Oh!
Both fighters are tired, both are staggered, but resuming hostilities, just striking one another back and forth. Neither man afraid to fire, but who is going to get the better of these exchanges? Lighting each other up again. Firing up is Vinny, and now starting to string it together is Massaro. Can he take down Manders? He's calling for it, looking for the snoring elbow. Nobody home, big time. Release German suplex, but Vinny charging right back in. The adrenaline surge from Massaro. Not to be outdone is Manders. Just throwing one another all over the ring, Sam.
The resilience of these two here. German after German after German. What's it going to take?
And as they both collide and start to crumple, Massaro down to his knees, and it's Manders that's still on his feet.
Uh-oh, could this be it for Vinny?
Manders calling for that lariat. Calling for it. Vinny saw it coming, scores with the suplex. Gonna pick up the win here, hooks the leg, and a 1 count. Manders shoulder up at 1.
Manders running on pure instinct right now.
Snoring elbow. Manders able to duck it yet again into the back of the head. Now Manders full head of steam, and he hit the lariat. Manders gonna beat Massaro here, spoiling the homecoming. In comes the 3. No, it is not. And the face of Manders tells the story. The lariat, not enough for 3. Are you kidding me?
There are very few men or women that kick out of that lariat. Vinny Massaro in a class of his own right now, having just kicked out.
And Manders looks like he's having a crisis of faith. His tried and true lariat that's put everybody down didn't put down Vinny Massaro. What is he going to have to do to beat Vinny tonight?
Perhaps using the snoring elbow of Vinny's on Vinny. That would be the ultimate insult.
That would be something. And maybe just going to go for it again. But no, Vinny able to counter. Use the snoring elbow to hit the lariat arm, and now the damage has been done. Massaro with an incredible counter.
Manders is teetering.
And a snoring elbow to a kneeling Manders. Knight, Manders.
Here is your winner, Vinny Massaro!
Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. This one goes to Massaro. Incredible counter to stop that second lariat with the snoring elbow, and then to a kneeling Manders. Put him to bed. What a win for the returning Vinny.
Yes, welcome back, final boss. That was truly a tremendous showing from both men. Tremendous grit. But Vinny Massaro showing exactly what he's all about moving into 2024 after a sojourn in Japan.
An incredibly successful tour in Japan, and now successful in his return to West Coast Pro as the serenade of That Zamora rings out here in San Francisco. And hashtag ill-mannered as you follow along. I'm James Kincaid alongside Sam Laterna calling all of the action as Massaro takes his well-earned victory lap. You can see very worse for wear. Incredible contest. Hard luck for Manders, but hard-fought win for Vinny.
Oh yeah, Vinny's going to be feeling those welts on his chest once the adrenaline wears off, I'll tell you that.
And adrenaline did a lot in that one. I mean, just that back and forth seesaw German suplexes was a hell of a thing to bear witness to. And Massaro takes a bow, and we must press on here at ill-mannered.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Your official in charge of this contest, Steve Eller. Introducing first. In the black corner, flying out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, they're the Bomber Bros, the team of Mondo Rocks and Robbie Witt. They are Sky High!
So we mentioned at the top of the show, unfortunately, the South Pacific Savages not able to compete tonight due to circumstances outside of West Coast Pro and Savages Control, which shoots Finale a speedy recovery. So now we get to look at Mondo Rocks and Robbie Witt Sky High here.
Sky High, yeah, these are two guys who have been a tag team for quite some time. They're known for their high fly lucha style, so I think that's going to be quite a contrast to the men that are about to walk out to fight them.
That might be the truest statement of the night. Coming from Sam Laterna there as Sky High fighting out of FSW in Vegas. Getting a big time opportunity here at West Coast Pro ill-mannered in this ever-developing tag team division.
In the blue corner, Harry from Kentucky, Heavyweight Hustle, White Trash Wonderful, Calvin Tyson, and Beef. Take over there,
Beef Tank, I mean, has just really burst onto the scene and left a mark on the tag team division. It all started when they brawled in a singles match last year, and got something here.
There's something here.
Forces. They're now 2-0 as a tag team. They ran roughshod over the West Coast Wrecking Crew, which is saying something. The standard bearers of our tag team division, and then beat the Prisoners of Society. And now a chance to continue building on that here, but Sky High can spoil the party and maybe leapfrog Beef Tank in the developing tag team division, West Coast Pro. They don't look intimidated. Maybe putting on a brave face. I know I would be intimidated by two guys the size of Beef Tank, but we'll see.
And with all the opportunity in the tag team division as of late, this is the perfect time for a new team to debut. So Sky High with the opportunity of a lifetime. Will they fly too close to the sun?
We'll see on Wings of Beef. As Beef Tank getting the West Coast serenade here. As I mentioned, big time fan favorites are Beef Tank. And you got to give as impressive as Beef Tank have been, the edge in tag team experience and prowess to Sky High. They've been a team for a lot longer. Only 2 tag team contests under their belt here at West Coast Pro for Beef Tank. So we'll see if that plays a role in this one. Sparky Ballard calls for the bell. We are underway, Beef Tank and Sky High.
And something to note, Beef is now donning tights, and I've known Beef for years. This is a testament to what he's been doing in the gym. He's been working hard, and he wants to show it off, and we love to see that. So good on you, Beef.
Yeah, well said. Starting the new year off right is Big Beef, and standing side headlock here, and trying to make the see. Look at that! Look at the on the fly from Beef, learning the ways of tag team wrestling. That was nice, able to stop the tag from being made.
Wow. Both men just zooming across the ropes.
Robbie Litt trying to light up Beef, but nothing doing right now, and Beef is in control and definitely has that power advantage, but the agility goes to Robbie. And then again, that strength just launching with his hips. Oh, but nobody home. Now you see perhaps that tag team continuity coming into play here. Yes, isolating Beef.
Yes.
Nice combinations here from Sky High. My goodness.
I think that teaches Beef, never launch your opponent into their corner.
Yep. Like we said, still a learning curve for Beef Tank here, and it could cost him.
Absolutely. I have a feeling Sky High plans on capitalizing on any and all mistakes that Beef Tank might make as a newer tag team.
Looking good doing it right now, but just too much power in Beef, and a little mid-air collision, and then the double clothesline, 2 for 1. Beef standing tall.
And one thing's for sure, even though this is a newer tag team in Beef Tank, they stand in their confidence, and every single match we see them gel more and more.
Yeah, on display right now, you see the tag, Calvin Tankman, now the legal man, and just with the assist from Beef into the backbreaker and the just decapitated splash. Tag him, bag him, unbelievable.
Oh my.
Not opting to not go right into the cover, not hooking the leg, and I think that might have cost Beef Tank right there, because that was one heck of a tag team combination flurry, whatever you want to call it. And I think if he put all of his body weight on him and hooked the leg, could have gotten 3, and I give way to Mr. Tankman.
Oh, Mondo reaching over for that tag, but Tank's not done with him. Thunderous chop.
Yeah, Mondo just sent right onto his backside in the corner.
And now he's going to be sent across the ring.
Yeah, huge heel toss from Tankman right onto his back. And trying to beg off Tankman, asking for mercy. I doubt he'll find any. Calvin Tankman looks like he's having fun in there right now at the expense of Mondo Rocks. Another chop. If Mondo's looking to tag in somebody in the audience. Anything to get away from Tankman. Oh, able to duck under Calvin. Maybe loaded up a little bit too much there. Now, Mondo, I don't think those are having the effect that he thought they would have.
No, but certainly,
Oh my goodness, just clobbered and crumpled Mondo did Tankman.
He did give his best effort, though, there.
Good
Oh, my.
grief. And now Tankman starting to use that incredible power. And no, Mondo was able to counter and daze Tankman. Oh, but Tankman with the quick recovery, able to just close the exit as soon as it opens.
This could be the opening he needs.
And now there's the tag. Not a moment too soon. Robbie Litt re-enters the fray, striking at anything that moves in there. Both members of Beef Tank on the receiving end. Impressive stuff. What an enziguri from Mr. Litt.
Turn around.
Yeah, you might not like what you see, but again, that incredible agility. A nice drop kick to the back into the waiting boot of Mondo. And now another tag and perched on the top rope. Gonna fly sky high indeed as Beef Tank are sent sprawling to the outside.
Using that turnbuckle, the velocity of that move to get both men down. Very smart move.
Oh, what do they have in mind? Looking to go weapons free, but intercepted by Beef Tank.
No bueno.
And the missiles being churned on one another, just colliding in midair. A calamity of humanity on the outside.
Sky High just being jettisoned into each other like fodder by Beef Tank. Now all four men on the outside here. Tank sending in Robbie.
Heavyweight Hustle looking to continue to press the advantage, but Robbie Litt able to lift a boot there. Counter, pop up, spinning back elbow right across the jaw. And Beef Tank could be putting the finishing touches on another impressive victory. Cross-body attack, hung up over the ropes. Directing traffic is Big Beef. The little anti-aircraft artillery putting a stop to whatever Mondo had in mind. And now it is whatever going through the mind of Heavyweight Hustle. Oh my goodness, we've seen this. Devastating tag team maneuvers, the superplex, the splash. Now tag him and bag him. Big time victory. Beef Tank, our top gun tonight. Beef Tank standing tall yet again, moving to 3-0 now in the tag ranks. What a victory. Now what's going on here?
Come on! Those are, I think that's Adrian Quest and Los Suavecitos. They're not even scheduled to be here tonight.
Shades of when they stormed the stateroom, now storming the United Irish Cultural Center and spoiling Beef Tank's victory for the moment. But no, Beef Tank rallying on the outside, taking it now to the Suavecitos, but it's 3-on-2.
This is just par for the course for these three. They have no regard for anybody at the West Coast Pro locker room.
Yeah, just continuing to muck up everything we've got going on here at West Coast Pro, playing spoiler.
They really came all the way from LA
yeah, they have no business being here. They don't have a match. They're just here to wreak havoc in the tag team division no matter what. Again, not scheduled to be here whatsoever. Tankman laying on the floor outside, and now just like rabid dogs, they pound away at Big Beef. We need to get somebody out here to run them off, get them out of here. They got no business being here. And Tankman trying his best to fight them off, but it's now 3-on-1 as Beef has been neutralized.
This was a calculated attack.
Yeah, waiting until a grueling matchup with Sky High. And again, the numbers game just too much for them to overcome.
You better believe if Beef Tank was fresh, we'd be seeing a whole nother ball game here.
Yeah, absolutely, but they're not. And again, I keep going back to the fact that Suavecitos have no business being out here. And wait a minute, Beef is now from the stage gonna fly. That'll even the score. A high-flying equalizer from a man his size and
love lost between these two teams. Calvin Tankman and Beef looking to get back at Los Suavecitos. Oh my, they're right by commentary.
The Suavecitos heading for higher ground, it looks like.
Well, this is what they usually do.
And again, the talent trying to, order trying to be restored here. Security.
Oh my!
Now being attacked by Los Suavecitos. This is just ridiculous. Ref Gill being threatened.
Oh my!
There has to be some semblance of control here and there. Control in the name of matchmaker and knockout artist Chris Hero. He has just entered the chat, and he looks pissed.
Whew, I'd be too. There are 8 men right now restraining Beef Tank to our left at commentary.
I mean, this thing just completely went off the rails because of Los Suavecitos. Should be celebrating another impressive Beef Tank tag team victory. But
hey, Cetos, y'all fucked up. See, now I'm in a mood because I came out here with some really good news. I wanted to tell everybody something really cool today, and now I gotta take your ass to the principal's office. Y'all want the bad news or the good news first? Let me get the bad shit out of the way first. Since you guys like to get in everybody's business so much, it's like every damn show. It's so tedious. How about I get in y'all's business? You guys forget I'm the matchmaker? Y'all know we got a show coming up in LA, right? You guys love LA. You rep LA. Ricky, Danny, that show we got coming up in LA, consider yourselves unbooked.
Consequences. I'd love to see it.
Hey, it's good though. Quest, you're still booked. You're still booked in a match against a guy that's gonna beat your ass. Under the bridge, Los Angeles West Coast Pro, Adrian Quest versus Chris Hero.
Adrian Quest.
So listen. I did y'all a favor. I told them to take your bags, pack that shit up, so y'all can get out the building now. Leon, give them the bags. There we go.
The timeless one.
Hey, side door.
Courtesy of Chris Hero.
Get to stepping.
Go back to LA. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Get the fuck out.
Well, very appropriate. Now they have to do the walk of shame.
You love to see consequences for actions. Under the bridge, February 18th at the Don Quixote in Los Angeles. Ricky G, Danny Rose, you're not booked, but Adrian Quest, you are booked for the fight of your life against the knockout artist Chris Hero. No good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, have a safe trip back to LA. Get ready for February 18th
I
under the
always
bridge.
wanted to do this. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey.
Beat LA.
Bye bye.
That's one of the best moments in recent West Coast Pro history. Hats off to Chris Hero for asserting control.
Camera.
He's got more to say.
Y'all want some good news? In May, I said that kind of funny, right? In May, West Coast Pro is bringing you some tag team championship belts. Thank you.
I had heard rumors, there had been talk, and head matchmaker Chris Hero has just made it official. Tag team gold will be coming to the coast, Sam Letourneau. What a turn of events that was.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if we thought that the tag team division was heating up before, now that there's mention of actual physical titles,
Alrighty.
it's
With
going
that
to
being
get
said,
10 times hotter.
The lust
next
for gold.
contest is a 6-man Lucha Insanity!
And now, if that
And your
insanity
official
wasn't
challenge
enough,
in this contest,
Lucha Insanity to come.
Gear.
My favorite kind of insanity.
I think I would agree.
Introducing first.
Again, from madness to more madness, although this one actually on the card this evening here at Ill Mannered. Once again, remind you, hashtag Ill Mannered as you follow along. Let you know what you think of the proceedings here. James Kincaid calling the action alongside Sam Letourneau. Already been a great night. Fixing to get even more crazy.
In the black corner, first, from your worst nightmare, here's El Rey de la Pasadena. Here's El Kakui.
El Kakui back here at West Coast Pro Wrestling.
Quite the imposing figure.
Yeah, cuts an imposing silhouette, to be sure.
I've
A lot
also,
of, yeah, go ahead.
my apologies. I was stricken by the agility of El Kukui, considering he is a formidably sized man as well. So yeah, looking forward to having the audience see just how agile he is in the ring.
Yeah, if you're in the audience, keep your head on a swivel,
Ooh,
especially
yes.
when Kukui takes to the air. I mean, we've seen these competitors spill out in almost every venue that they've wrestled in. And calling it Lucha Insanity for a reason. So when they direct traffic, tell you to get out of the way, listen to it.
And his tag team partners. Making our way to the ring, from Mexico City, Mexico, the king of Latino and Toxic, El Los Vipers!
Los Vipers, again, back here at West Coast Pro Wrestling. And of course, tag team specialists in their own right. Adding to the mix with El Kakui.
Yeah, they actually competed at West Coast Monster last year, so that was also a 3-on-3 situation.
That's right, down at the Don Quixote in LA. We will be back there February 18th for Under the Bridge. Massive announcement that we just had. Chris Hero and Adrian Quest. Suavecito's getting unbooked. I think that might actually be my favorite part.
Yeah, I bet they never imagined they'd lose a booking for their bad behavior, but oh, shocker, they did.
Love it when their actions have consequences, I should say.
Absolutely.
We await the other half of this trios matchup. Making his return to West Coast Pro Wrestling. Last we saw him, I believe, was at King of Indies.
2022, so quite some
2022,
time ago.
Yes. A little bit of time has passed. Tremendous competitor. Great to see him back. And always interesting to see, how quickly when you've got a whole other team in the ring coming out by yourself. A lot of bravery on this ring. You never know when the team might want to take some liberties, but So far,
and
sportsmanship on
his
display.
tag team partners.
Don't get it twisted. This rap shit is mine. What's fuck? Fuck it. Yeah. Fuck what you heard. That's what you hearing. That's what you hearing. Listen. That's what you hearing. Listen. That's what you hearing. Listen. Extra, give it to you. Fuck off. You get it on your own. Extra, give it to you.
Number one winner, the team of El Lucatero, and from Cancun, Mexico, Iron Kid.
See Iron Kid and Aramis making their way to the ring to back up Estrella. If you're playing the game, drinking game at home, I will mention the Aramis Reyes and Speedball Mike Bailey triple threat match that just always jumps to mind. I know I already talked to you about it before the show started, Sam Laterna, but I mean, really, to me, just completely top line with Aramis. And then there's Iron Kid, who is undefeated in West Coast Pro thus far, really showing out in his own right. So a chance to build some big time momentum goes well here.
Absolutely, and they look like they have all the confidence in the world going into this match.
We have a very special birthday. It is.
Oh, we got a birthday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My birthday.
It is Toxin's.
Oh, okay, it's Toxin's
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday, Toxin. This is
Everybody wish Toxin a happy
first for
birthday.
me seeing a birthday sort of being impromptu celebrated in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's like a lucha tradition that we don't know about.
The San Francisco crowd here starts to sing happy birthday.
Oh, we have the best crowd.
No argument there. Nice moment for Toxin. I believe Iron Kid's got a cupcake.
A cupcake?
I don't have I had LASIK, but my eyesight's still not good enough to, is there a candle on that cake?
No, I do not see at least a lit candle.
None to be found, but perhaps Toxin will make a wish anyway. His wish!
Oh.
Starting things off with a kick. Toxin suckering in the other team here, but Estrella.
I guess he didn't like vanilla.
Yeah, well, Red Velvet's very popular right now. But we are underway, this Lucha Insanity match, and things starting fast-paced already. Impressive displays from both luchadors in the ring here.
Yeah, we're going to see some crazy acrobatics here, some fancy footwork as both these men jockey for position in their own way.
And Estrella trying to go up and over. Toxin put the brakes on Estrella in a bad way there. And beckoning Estrella back to his feet. What does he have in mind? Using that second rope and just full force. I want to say backbreaker, hit the back of the neck as well, though. Big time damage to the spine, head and neck area as well. Now Iron Kid has entered the fray.
And just rolling off him like butter he does.
Oh, and corkscrewing off the second rope, taking down Toxin is Iron Kid.
Off the ropes again goes Iron Kid, but I think he had something in mind. It didn't happen.
Tremendous acrobatics in the early going here. Launching himself, springboard off the top rope with the Rana, and to the outside goes Toxin, and yes, bullseye from Iron Kid. And looking for more, swing and a miss from Iron Kid, down to his knees and just eats a super kick. Could be a KO kick there from Latigo to Iron Kid.
Well, that's certainly one way to stop the momentum of Iron Kid, quite literally.
Yeah, grounded him. He's building up. And Latigo put a big-time stop to that, now looking maybe a dragon screw, perhaps? No, just a kick to the inside of the leg.
What's he doing?
We're going to shake hands with the official. Gil trying to remain neutral here. Crowd chanting Ultra, wants to see it again. Tilt-a-whirl from Iron Kid, but Latigo again able to counter.
Whoa.
And just plucked Iron Kid from out of the sky with that kick. Dangerous stuff right there. Iron Kid could be down and out, but now the Musketeer looking to save things for his team. And some serious fancy fencing from Aramis. Impressive stuff. Caught my eye from day one and continuing to do so here.
Most certainly. He moves with such dynamism and confidence.
And a little bit of that Musketeer swagger and panache from Aramis, and now looking to fly. Using that top rope out of his own.
Did
he go to the outside?
How did he land on his feet just now?
Just incredible agility and body control. El Kukui trying to blindside him, nothing doing. More fencing from Aramis. Able to regain himself there, leapfrog. El Kukui, though, following right in. Both agile, El Kukui deceptively so for a man his size. And Kukui now using that strength to flatten and strike Aramis, and down he goes. Using that knee, and Aramis is rocked. Now Estrella re-entering for his team and showing off what he can do. Style points for Estrella. Kukui into the corner, and Estrella looking to capitalize now.
Oh, yeah. Gotta reassess that strategy there. I don't think El Kukui is going to be one to be dragged from rope to rope.
Yeah, that's a
Quarter
big
to
man,
quarter.
and Kukui able to put the brakes on, now able to reverse polarity, but Estrella able to go up and over, and from one side, what?
Oh, El Kukui coming in.
Style points won't get you the 3 count. El Kukui just reminded Estrella of that. Taking him down. Again, nice display by Estrella, but didn't do damage to Kukui. Gave him time to recover, actually. And now, but look at Aramis making the save. And now, can these two men get Kukui up and over? Latigo putting a stop to that, putting a halt to the proceedings. And now Kukui and Latigo trying to get the double suplex, but there's Iron Kid.
Oh,
At every turn now, all 6 luchadors in the ring. Who's going to get the better of this?
oh my gosh.
And Kukui gets Estrella up. Stalling suplex, and Los Vipers follow in kind. Surround sound. Suplexes in the offing. No! A triple counter. 3 pinning predicaments, all ending in a 2 count. Matchup flashing before everybody's eyes there. And now it's Aramis's team. No.
Ooh.
Again, just too much power. Kukui really suplexed the hell out of La Estrella there. Aramis down as well as Iron Kid. And Los Vipers and El Kukui in control.
And for those of you wondering how there were 6 men in the ring at the same time, this is being administered under Lucha rules. So it's a bit different from an American tag team match in that sense.
That's right. Lucha insanity on display, and La Estrella is all alone in the night right now. Completely isolated.
And if I'm alone in the night, I certainly don't want to be staring at El Kukui.
No, a nightmare.
Quite literally in Spanish lore, so yeah.
And Estrella trying to weather the storm, but he is just getting picked apart right now. That leg exposed. About to go charging in, and then just going south. Just right in the pills of Estrella. Not sure where that falls under Lucha rules or not, but this matchup will continue. Iron Kid trying to get something going for his team, but it's 3-on-1 right now.
Yeah, this is not a good position to be in for Iron Kid, no matter the speed that he's got on his side. He's going to have to pull out some crafty something here to get by on these guys.
Well, it looks like he's going to be going for a ride with a nasty landing.
Oh.
That's got to be, no, look at, not done. Catapulting Iron Kid into the waiting arms of Kukui. Mercy! Up and over, crash and burn. Unbelievable. And it's now Aramis who stands alone 3-on-1 in a full display of sportsmanship. Toxin with the fake offer handshake, and then Kukui and Latigo just blindsiding him.
And what does it say for this team if they do get a win tonight, but under these circumstances, 3-on-1? It's not very fair.
I think they'll take it any way they can get it in the box score, and the crowd chanting Otra yet again. Aramis trying to collect himself, find any semblance of offense, but again, the numbers game and the double chop from Kukui just sending shockwaves through the chest of Aramis. And now Toxin and Kukui launching Aramis.
Oh.
Knee to the gut there. Aramis charging in and eats a kick. It's just a matter of time, folks. Full Nelson suplex there. And into the cover. Yeah, it's academic from here. No, there's Estrella to save the matchup. But now, it's just right, out of the frying pan into the fire for this team. It's still just 3-on-1. They've got to find some way to divide Los Vipers and El Kukui, and I'm not sure they're able to do it. They're just ruling the ring right now.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of Achilles heel here between these three that can change the tide of this match. I just don't know what it is. Well, who knows? Maybe it's that. Jaw-jacking to the fans as opposed to keeping on the task at hand.
Take your eye off the ball. Latigo trying to play to the fans. Oh, there it is. The malfunction at the junction. Could be an opening for Estrella. But no. Toxin able to put, again, a stop to it. But there, finally, Aramis and Iron Kid lying in wait. And a double springboard moonsault to the outside. Incredible. And now Estrella diving out. And just running up the steps. Adrenaline surge in Aramis. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Just launching himself full force. Estrella knocks him out of time. And Iron Kid up and over, corkscrewing on down onto Kukui.
10 minutes.
They have leapt into the air and grabbed all of the momentum and bringing the crowd here in San Francisco to its feet set.
Yes, Aramis, Iron Kid, and La Estrella showing that whatever you do, we're going to go 10 times harder at you. And they just did.
Incredible. Aptly named Lucha Insanity, and now all three members of Aramis' team going up top. The trifecta. And so ready to call it right there, Sam. Thought the three was coming down.
As did I.
But still, just bodies strewn all over the place. What's it going to take to get the three? Just so much aerial offense. Aramis and Estrella now going back to back here. Oh no. This is not what they had in mind. Double power bombs from Kukui and Toxin. And they're not done. Wishbone action. Toxin finding another way to make his birthday wish perhaps, but there's Iron Kid trying to spoil things, but Latigo putting a stop to it.
Could it be he's going to attempt a surfboard on Iron Kid?
That's what it looks like, and he doesn't.
Wow!
Trapped in, it is almost like some type of ritualistic circle, but Iron Kid able to get out of it. Only two. Looked like some type of dark ritual being performed in the ring there with Iron Kid at the heart of it being put in that surfboard.
Yeah, the precision of that whole sequence is insanely perfect.
Did Kukui lose a horn?
I think he did.
Thus is the just tremendous damage that has been done. Low bridge, Kukui to the outside, but with viciousness, launching himself in was Latino, and just to the back, destroyed the back of Aramis. With malice of forethought, from Latigo. Iron Kid still on his feet. On the shoulders of Latigo, but the Poison Run is spiking Latigo. Toxin lying in wait. Pump handle situation. Down neck first on the knee. And Toxin saying that's it, but again, as soon as one luchador scores a big-time maneuver, a member of the opposite team shows up and shows out, and there's Estrella with the DDT. Kukui stumbling back to his feet, plucks Estrella out of the air, and look at the foot of the bed. Blue Thunder modified there. Doesn't go for the cover. Still, I think, shaking some of the cobwebs out. Aramis, full momentum and into the cover. Latigo able to break it up. Unbelievable.
I'm racking my brain trying to find a solution, an end to this match, because there's so many men in the match. It's very, very difficult.
Maneuvers coming so fast and
Yeah.
furious. Run out of adjectives to describe them.
Gonna need my dictionary.
Ripcord from Aramis, catching Latigo at the clothesline. Didn't have, I think, the desired impact, but still standing tall, weathering those chops from Latigo. Aramis and Latigo just trading shots in the ring. Aramis giving up a lot of size, but you can't measure the heart of the Musketeer. No, he just got absolutely turned inside out. Stumbling to the outside. Aramis hanging onto that bottom rope for dear life. Everybody is down, save for Latigo, who's staggered, dazed, and dizzy, but I think he's gonna fly. Latigo's sliding out, faking out, and gonna try and launch Aramis. Aramis countered, but Latigo with the tilt-a-whirl on the outside and a clubbing blow to the back of the head. But Aramis able to counter with the kick. Toxin flying through the air. Iron Kid flying through the air.
Literally flying right into the audience. Oh my gosh.
And now Estrella again from the stars. Now he just got thrown up and over into Iron Kid, into Toxin, into Aramis.
Everyone down on the outside, save for Kukui.
15 minutes gone.
And Kukui now, he's saying it could be time to put this thing to bed. Kukui flying up and over and down. Everybody goes night-night without Kukui.
Kukui towering over the other 5 men in this match right now. But the only way to get a win is to be square center of that ring.
Yeah,
Pin or submission.
He took the words right out of my mouth. You're not going to win it on the outside.
Now we see Kukui and Iron Kid here.
West Coast flock chanting Lucha Libre. They've gotten certainly their money's worth of it. As Kukui floored by that kick from Iron Kid. Now perched on the top rope. And on down, corkscrewing right on top of Kukui. Could that be the finish? It is! What a maneuver from Iron Kid to score the victory.
Here are your winners, the King of La Estrella, Aramis, and Iron Kid.
The team of Iron Kid, Aramis, and Estrella, your victors here in this Lucha Insanity match. And like I said, live up to the billing. And Iron Kid building some serious momentum here in West Coast Pro.
Most certainly. I know we see a lot of Lucha, say, in Southern California, but this is a testament to the fact that Lucha is alive and well in NorCal as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich tradition in SoCal and NorCal and all over the world. Like I said, Estrella out of Dragon Gate in Japan. And another impressive display from all three of those men. Take nothing away from Kukui and those Vipers. I mean, they tried every shortcut in the book and every aerial assault in the book to pick up the victory, but ultimately, once again, it is Iron Kid who rules and picks up the victory. And you see the money in the ring here. And these 6 luchadors enter the ring. Perhaps share the plunder.
Yes.
And share some hard-earned respect. Of course, as soon as I say that, no. Those Vipers and El Kukui just taking it to the victors of this matchup.
Seriously? Come on. After such a hard-fought battle, you would think there would be a mutual respect amongst competitors.
And just destroying all three after the cheap shot attack. Ripping at the mask of Aramis, kicking away at Iron Kid, and now real proud of themselves. Yeah, I guess this is how Toxin wanted to celebrate his birthday. It's his party, he'll cry if he wants to. You talk about ill-mannered, you're talking about these three in the ring right now.
Oh yeah, that should be the new tag name for them.
Hey, you look it up, you'll see those three, and not earning any friends with the West Coast flock here. And we are going to step aside now as we regain order here. A brief intermission still to come. Titus Alexander taking on Leo Isaka. Our main event, Starboy Charlie defends the West Coast Pro Championship against Alphazo. That and more when we come back at West Coast Pro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to take a very brief.
Alexander versus Leo Isaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Isaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zo, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zo rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alpha Zo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ. do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay? Because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. Alpha Zo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seemed very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Osaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Osaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zo, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zo rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alphazo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alphazo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. Alphazo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Alright, yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alphazo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seemed very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Osaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Osaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zoe, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zoe rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want. But now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%, no injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zoe. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out. January 27th. Alpha Zoe, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you, and you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want, but now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan. Alright, so January 27th at Ill Mannered, I'm going to show you I'm not a false champ. I'm going to show you I earned this and I deserve to represent the West Coast. So, see you at Ill Mannered, Alpha Zo. And when the straps come down, the dragon comes out.
Starboy Charlie, you seem very unsure when you were speaking to me, which is perfectly fine. I'll be nervous too going against me. But you got one fact correct. You are still a false champion. You don't deserve to be the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. You stole the opportunity away from me at the West Coast Cup. And you know what? You can bring those straps down and let the dragon out. No one cares. Because at the end of the day, the Demon of the West Coast will be the face of West Coast Pro when I win that heavyweight championship. See you January 27th at Ill Mannered. Denim dragging my ass.
The franchise, Titus Alexander versus Leo Isaka. Alexander still riding high after a standout showing in Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, but can he get back on track stateside while taking on another talent bursting on the scene from Marvelous? The latest in our talent exchange with Marvelous, Isaka will be making his much-anticipated United States debut. And what better way to make an instant and marvelous impact than to defeat and humble the former champion? West Coast Pro Wrestling, Ill Mannered, January 27th in San Francisco. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered and a West Coast Pro title match that spark was lit all the way back at the West Coast Cup. In the wake of a Take No Prisoners run to the Cup, Charlie capitalized off his win and slayed his longtime rival Titus Alexander to become champion. But waiting for him in the new year are the consequences of his past actions. Enter Alpha Zo, and he hasn't forgotten Charlie exploiting his injury to get by him in the West Coast Cup. Zo rallied to close the year as #1 contender and is now poised to deliver a receipt to Charlie and capture the gold. January 27th, West Coast Pro Wrestling returns with Ill Mannered. The rough and tumble one called Manders is back in West Coast Pro, and the Corn Belt Cowboy is sure to be looking to lariat, drop, and stampede over anyone in his way to find success. Boss of the Plains, meet final boss of the West Coast. Fresh off a successful tour of Japan with Marvelous and Pro Wrestling Noah, Vinny returns home and is looking to start another Massaro Renaissance in the new year. Will Vinny say night-night to yet another victim courtesy of the Snoring Elbow, or can Manders send Massaro riding off into an early sunset?
January 27th. Alpha Zo, you get your shot at my West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship. A championship that apparently you don't even think I should be holding on to right now. You know, I get why you think that way. You know, I had to beat you when you were at your worst. You know, I had to beat you when you had some broken ribs to get to this belt. And honestly, that's not how I wanted to beat you. You know, but I had to do what I had to do. Now, I was in that tournament to win. That's exactly what I did, but I didn't do it the right way, and I said I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologized. I made a whole big video out of it. You know, I told you I was sorry, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. And you want to run to social media, call me a false champ, do what you want. But now you get to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, because now I get you at 100%. No injuries. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you've learned on your excursion to Japan.
Hello and welcome Welcome back, everyone, to West Coast Pro Wrestling Ill-Mannered. I am James Kincaid alongside Sam Letourneau. We are here in the historic Sunset District of San Francisco in the United Irish Cultural Center. It's already been a wild night. We've had debuts, we've had returns, we've had Chris Hero laying down the law on Los Suavecitos, and we still have a lot more action coming your way, including our main event. Starboy Charlie defends the West Coast Pro Championship against Alpha Zoe, and this has been boiling to this point since the West Coast Cup. Charlie somewhat controversially defeating Alpha Zoe on his road to the Cup en route to taking the title from Titus Alexander. Alpha Zoe hasn't forgiven or forgotten, but some uncertainty with the West Coast Pro Women's Championship match tonight, Sam.
Yes, it's been brought to our attention that unfortunately, due to circumstances outside of the control of West Coast Pro, Venny will not be here to compete. However, we have also heard from the official matchmaker, Chris Hero, that Takumi Iroha, our women's champion, is here and she's hankering for a fight.
Looking for a fight is Takumi Iroha, and we wish all the best to Venny. It was a safety issue. They will be back at a future date. And we mentioned returns. The franchise, Titus Alexander, back from Japan and back in the Bay. He'll take on the debuting Leo Osaka. All that coming your way. Once again, Elijah Rutsky, light it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please allow us to welcome our very special guests of the evening.
Getting ready for our next contest as we are set for the franchise's return from Japan.
Introducing first.
Set for another West Coast Pro big time debut here. Hashtag Ill-Mannered if you follow along. James Kincaid alongside Sam Letourneau with the call from the action. Anticipation building and looking to make a marvelous impact. Coming to us from Marvelous, Leo Osaka.
Well, Leo Osaka not only making his West Coast Pro debut, but his U.S. debut, wrestling for the first time on American soil, no less against Titus Alexander, someone who he has wrestled, but all the way on the other side of the pond in Japan. So this is a whole other beast for Titus, because this is home turf for him. He's very comfortable here.
Yeah, you talk about a whole other beast. I mean, making your U.S. soil debut, Leo Osaka. I mean, what a way to do that. Diving right into the deep end of West Coast Pro Wrestling against the former West Coast Pro champion. And for my money, love him or hate him, the greatest champion in the history of West Coast Pro Wrestling thus far. Second longest reign, record for most titles defenses successfully. So it's quite a task that man has welcomed here in his U.S. debut.
Most certainly, but Osaka has some of the best pro wrestling training in the world. To his credit, trained under Chigusa Nagayo, who is in the house.
And there you see the former champion.
From Sacramento, California, weighing at 205 pounds, here's the franchise, Titus Alexander!
The franchise, Titus Alexander, never short on confidence that oftentimes goes off of that unmitigated arrogance. But he's got the talent to back it up. As I mentioned, the most successful West Coast Pro title defenses in this company's history. And it was at Ill-Mannered, the first Ill-Mannered, that Titus Alexander put himself on the map truly to everyone around the world in pro wrestling when he took Will Ospreay to the limit. And now can Leo Asaka do the very same thing now that Titus has ascended? Can he plant his flag here in West Coast Pro? The bell has rung. And you mentioned the background of Leo. 7 years into this business, still only 24 years of age though. So a lot of experience for that young man.
Absolutely, and so much left in his young career as well at only 24 years old.
Titus Alexander, that usual confident smirk. I've often said the most punchable face in pro wrestling. Titus Alexander, a moniker which I stand by that he earned with his antics on his way to becoming champion and certainly as champion. And we're going to see what Titus learned in Japan here. And still as confident as ever is the former champion. And
my question for you, James, is do you think that Titus is looking to get a quick win over Leo, maybe not taking him quite as seriously as he should? Do you think he's got his eyes on Charlie in the main event?
I mean, certainly Titus Alexander took such pride in being champion that he wants to get on the fast track to another title shot, whoever that may be, whether it's Charlie at the end of the night or Alpha Zoe. I know Titus Alexander has more gold in his future plans, but he cannot look past Leo Asaka here. That's how you get beat. And if he's overconfident with somebody the caliber of Asaka, he's going to find out in a hurry. But Leo working hard here.
Struggling to take down Alexander here. Little do-si-do there, shoulder tackle to Asaka, who kips up.
Yeah, Titus took his eye off the ball. That confidence, overconfidence coming back to bite him a little bit in the early going. Charging in, full head of steam. Rana takes Titus up and over. He tweaked his leg. There's something to keep an eye on. We've seen that before. The drop kick sends Alexander to the outside. Nice offense from Leo in the early going, and up and over and on down on top of the former champion. Titus on his back outside the United Irish Cultural Center. And a nice start for Leo Asaka. Sending Titus back into the ring now as he takes a short trip. And gonna climb is Leo, measuring Titus. Titus saw it coming and able to use that top rope to force a nasty landing. And the crowd letting Titus hear it, but yes, pointing out his ring acumen is Alexander, as he is often want to do. And now measuring Asaka, and just the boot across the chin and throat there. Asaka is hurting.
And you know, Titus, my thoughts in this moment, James, are we know that these two trained together in Japan, but Titus was learning under the tutelage of the Marvelous Dojo, whereas Leo Asaka doesn't know what Titus knows from the West Coast Pro Dojo, right?
Correct.
So I
Or
think
his
in that
own
sense,
father cover, Asaka able to get the shoulder up. That's, yeah, very, very well pointed out. I mean, some of the underhanded things that Titus might employ there, learned from his father, Big Ugly. Kick right to the spine.
A legend in this area, right? From what I understand.
Absolutely. But a master of underhanded tactics. And, talk about Big Ugly, causing riots up in the Sacramento area. And Titus Alexander certainly has flirted with that as well, but he's just so talented. The crowd wants to get behind him, but at every turn he's given him another reason to hate him. And Titus giving Leo a reason to hate him as he lights him up with that chop, taking him down, and admiring his handiwork is Alexander into the cover. Didn't really hook the leg there. A little lackadaisical cover, shoulder up for Leo.
And to that point of what you were talking about earlier, sometimes Titus really is his own worst enemy. He allows the cockiness, the brashness of his personality to get the best of him.
Yeah, and getting the best of him right now was Leo for only a moment, able to charge right back, and now a backbreaker from Alexander in control into the cover. Didn't hook the leg and it cost him. Going back to try it again, but still 2 counts. Now hooks both legs. Deep cover, only 2, but making Asaka expend a lot of energy there, Sam.
Most certainly. What do you think Chigusa Nagaya would think of this match in this very moment?
I think she would
5
be
minutes down.
concerned
5 minutes
for
down.
her pupil as he reached to his lower back. Titus seems to be zeroing in on the spine, the back area. And I'm sure, you know, again, the Crush Gals are in the house here.
They are.
Our VIP guests, so I'm sure she is watching this very intently. And I think her heart has to be just fully rooting on Leo here. It would be such a huge victory to beat somebody the caliber of Alexander that has, you know, everything he's done in West Coast Pro, and he could have done it right there. No, only 2. It would just be such a huge way to make an instant impact for that man if he were able to beat Alexander here tonight.
Ooh.
Up kick from Alexander puts a stop to Asaka's momentum. And again, taking his time and admiring his abilities. Titus Alexander nicely done, but a counter from Asaka from out of nowhere. He floors Alexander.
There's that fighting spirit that we're used to seeing out of those that train at the Marvelous Dojo. And now looking for his opening. Back elbow to Titus, rolls out. Another elbow. And now mounting Titus on the top rope. This is a big risk, James.
Yeah, but seizing that opportunity is Leo Asaka, like you said, looked for his opening, found it, and just launched Alexander from the top rope on down, spine first, the pain racking over the face of Titus, and Leo is not done. Perched atop the rope, and a crossbody attack. Into the cover, deep cover, but not enough to keep Titus down for 3.
But I think that top rope move might have done all the damage it needed to. Titus landing high on his neck there.
Big time damage done. And he is not through. Huge opportunity. Just scooping and slamming Titus down right where he wants him as Leo now split from the top rope, but the knees lying in wait right into the knees of Titus Alexander. Hurt himself on that, but definitely hurt Leo more. And just putting a full stop to the offensive pressure of the debuting Leo Asaka.
And of course, you want to give all of your moves. You want to show them to new audiences. But sometimes you can be scouted by your opponent here, and that's what Titus did. Oh, sends him off.
Look at that, the handspring, back elbow, scores on Titus. And German suplex bridges beautifully into the pin. Will it be into the victory? Not quite. Now, nearly 3 right there. Nice sequence. The handspring into the German suplex, bridging right into the pin.
Leo digging deep, realizing the challenge and opportunity before him.
Absolutely, can sense it. There you see it. Perhaps the best drop kick in this business. It's always been there when Titus needs it the most, and he just floored Leo with it. Absolutely majestic drop kick from Titus Alexander, but staggering back to his feet and charging right in and taking Leo down yet again. Now it's Titus with the flurry. Franchise emptying the clip on Leo right now. Now Titus with the handspring, and he hits the cutter right into the cover, hooks the leg. Titus going to be victorious here? Not yet. Titus getting frustrated, staying right on. And a brainbuster floats over. Dead to rights, 3 count. Titus was counting along. And it didn't end with the 3. And Titus cannot believe it.
Leo might have kicked out, but how much more energy does this gentleman have in the tank?
How much damage can he sustain? Yeah, to your point. But Titus still seems stunned that Leo was able to get the shoulder, because Titus, the brainbuster, was floating right over into the cover, literally wasting no time. And somehow, Leo able to rally and get the shoulder up before the count of 3. But Leo just seeking sanctuary in the corner, but none to be had as Titus follows him in, lights him up with a chop.
Skulking over.
And now being perched atop the ropes there in the corner. Once again, is Leo. What does Titus have in mind here? Leo trying to fight back as best he can. He knows he's in the precipice of destruction
10 minutes
if
down.
Titus
10
gets his
minutes
way.
Down.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, Titus here.
No.
Struggling to find his footing.
Titus going to try and launch Leo to the outside here. It could be career-altering, career-ending, and Leo falling from the top. Thankful there, you got to believe. And step-up Enziguri just rocked Titus from the top rope down, hitting the apron and going to the outside of the Irish Cultural Center here in San Francisco. Big-time strike, finding the mark. And maybe once again, the momentum is now Isaka's. And he mentioned it's his U.S. debut. He's getting the tour of the venue now.
He certainly is. Uh-oh. Ladder?
What does Leo have in mind here? We got the...
Oh.
Leo
Is he... Oh, he's climbing up top.
Leo is going up to that staging area. What? I've never seen anyone go up there. Staff or otherwise, Leo Isaka directing traffic. No. Are you kidding me? Leo Isaka with a moonsault. Mercy. Absolutely unbelievable. And West Coast Flock, won't you lend your lungs to me?
It doesn't get more American than that. Jumping off roofs.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Leo learns quick. Getting the feel for his surroundings and making the most of it.
As I said earlier, he understands this is a tremendous opportunity, and now is his time. Titus is worse for wear on the ground. He doesn't know where he is.
You gotta believe, if it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, Leo would have already won it. And another pair of strikes right to the head, hooks the leg, sending Titus into defeat. No. But Leo is feeling it right now. The confidence in the eyes of Leo Isaka telling the story. Titus dazed, dizzied, could be a beaten man in there fighting for his life. Just flinging his arms at Isaka, trying to stop the offense. Was looking sweet time driver, a counter from Isaka, but only two, but lightning close to three. Now Alexander, package, signed, sealed, deliver with the backbreaker right into the cover. And Leo just getting the shoulder up. Alexander has been targeting that back for much of the matchup. Not able to get three there.
Titus absolutely beside himself. He must be thinking, what is it that I gotta do to get this kid down? I think he thought this was gonna be an easy challenge for him.
Yeah, may have looked past him, but he knows he's in the deep water now. As you hear the dueling chants, both competitors earning the adulation of this West Coast crowd. And a backslide from Isaka. They're going to put him away with the backslide. No, Titus just rolling for dear life. Trying to get his foot on the ropes. Nearly got caught for three. Leo sensing that he could keep Titus down. No, Titus caught him. Titus caught him with the counter. Only two, but it is getting ever so close. Titus looking. He's going to go Chaos Theory. No, another counter. Titus is down. The shoulders are down, but not for three.
Quick thinking by both men here.
Quick pinning predicaments coming fast and furious. And the lights of Leo could be dimmed and could be put out here. No!
Whoa!
Spiked Titus Alexander, but both men are down.
How on earth did he pull that off? And while he has Titus down, is he down and out for the count now too, Leo?
Using Titus's own momentum against him in the biggest way. And now both competitors are down. Official employing the 10 count. Is this going to end in a double count out? We're up to 6. Fighters starting to stir, locking eyes. If there's the engine's running, I don't know if anybody is behind the wheel of either man right now. But going nose to nose on their knees.
This match now devolving into a slugfest on the ground.
Just from their very knees, Sam. Just trying to fight their way up to their feet.
And now both men up,
15 minutes
but
down.
staggering,
15 minutes
exhausted, absolutely depleted from
Sweat.
this match.
Spit dripping down. Just again, just throwing anything they can, whatever they have left at one another. Oh, and Leo just absolutely clocked Titus. Could be an opening. Oh, and a super kick. Titus able to rally. Flying forward from Leo. Where did he get that? And just absolutely crashes into Titus and into the victory note. Titus now able to get the shoulder up, showing his resilience. And Leo, the Michinoku driver. What poetic justice! No! Unbelievable. Absolutely off the page right now. Titus able to kick out in a Michinoku driver, the sweet time driver, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-oh, high rent district here. Big risk, could be an even bigger reward if he can make it, but oh no, Titus rolling out of the way at the last minute.
Nobody at the bottom of the well for Leo. Could that cost him? Oh, blindside knee to the back of the head. Leo is out. Heartbreak for Asaka. Not yet. The heart still beats. Titus can't believe it. Titus, oh, just snapping. Leo dead center, draping his body over. Titus cannot keep Leo down for 3.
He just can't. The fighting spirit of Leo is on full display here for this crowd.
Titus now looking Chaos Theory again. Can he get him up and over? Chaos Theory hits. Chaos Theory, and it's 3 for Titus Alexander. My God.
Here is your winner, Titus Alexander!
Wow, James. I'm exasperated just talking about this match, so I can only imagine how the two gentlemen in the ring feel after the culmination of this.
No kidding, absolutely. Just like I said, off the page. Chaos Theory ends it, but look at Titus Alexander. Just, I think he is still incredulous at everything he had to do to Leo Asaka to keep him down for 3. Just busting out anything he could, and Leo kept on kicking out. Oh, come on. It's over.
Yeah,
We've seen this time and time again from him. The match is done.
Oh.
I don't.
Well,
Titus Alexander just raised the hand of Leo Asaka, and
albeit reluctantly, I would say, perhaps.
I mean, we've seen Titus put on that act before, and usually the other shoe drops, but Titus has given Leo the ring as the please come back chants ring out here in San Francisco.
And those chants every bit earned tonight.
I mean, and Titus giving the respect and honor to Leo Asaka. Maybe Japan did change the franchise for the better, but remains to be seen. But what a matchup.
Wow.
Incredible contest between those two. Titus Alexander, your winner, his victorious return here to the Bay, here at Ill-Mannered. Hashtag Ill-Mannered as you follow along. James Kincaid, Sam Laterna, the call of the action. More to come, including our main event. West Coast Pro title will be on the line. Charlie and Zoe. But I give way to Elijah Retzky.
Now, allow us to welcome our very special guests of the evening.
Well, there they are, are. The Crush Gals have arrived at West Coast Pro Wrestling, one of the most popular, most decorated Joshi Hero Wrestling tag teams of all time, making their name in All Japan back in the day. And of course, we know Chigusa Nagayo as one of the foremost trainers in Japan as well. So what an honor, James.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chigusa Nagayo, we've seen her time and time again with, Marvelous being West Coast Pro's sibling promotion, but now to have, Lioness Asuka with her, the Crush Gals, this is really a special moment for this crowd. Two VIPs making their way to the black and blue of West Coast Pro, like you said. I mean, just it's one of the most popular tag teams in Japanese pro wrestling history.
They haven't been together in the U.S. in over 30 years. Only West Coast Pro was able to make this happen.
Incredible as they both hit the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in U.S. soil in 37 years, Lioness Asuka, Chigusa Nagayo, together they are the Crush Girls!
Wonderful showing of respect here, literally being given their flowers.
As is deserved.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just been marvelous. It's been so great for West Coast Pro, and Chigusa's got something to say.
Hi everyone, my name is Lioness Asuka. So, I'm very happy to be here tonight. And thank you, Scott, for inviting me. And my partner also, thank you. Thank you. We are Crush Girls. Too much money. We thinking. Translate. She's a translate. So, listening.
The first time Crush Gals stepped into an American pro wrestling ring was in a WWF match in Madison Square Garden. 36 years have passed, and now we step into an American pro wrestling ring for a second time. So here we are in the West Coast Pro Wrestling ring. Our pro wrestling career has surpassed 40 years with Crush Gals, and we are so happy that we've come to this place. Thank you. And we will meet again at Marvelous Coast, March 23rd.
Yes, I went to. So we are very young, very young. So first, America, New York, WWF. Madison Square Garden. Now, this Madison Square Garden, West Coast. West Coast is best, number one. I think so. I'm glad to see everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Second Wrestling!
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Crush Gals!
The Crush Gals, and I am so taken with the fact that they anointed this place, the Madison Square Garden of the West Coast.
I'll take it.
Absolutely. What a compliment, what a moment.
And
Literally, figuratively, getting their flowers.
yes, well deserved on U.S. soil. And I think this is a bit of a glimpse into what we can expect at Marvelous Coast. That's going to be taking place on the 23rd. We're going to see Medusa there, Bull Nakano, and of course the arch nemesis of the Crush Girls, Dump Matsumoto.
Incredible. That is on March 23rd, Marvelous Coast. Again, as our sibling relationship continues to pay big-time dividends. But once again, I step aside to Elijah Rutsky.
All right. More time for the Crush Gals, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Switching gears now. It is now time for your co-main event of the evening.
We mentioned earlier that things had changed. Takumi Roja's challenger unable to appear here, no fault of her own, circumstances outside of everyone's control, but that Takumi Roja, the West Coast Pro Women's Champion, is in the building, spoiling for a fight, and we'll see what sort of develops here as we hear her music playing throughout the United Irish Cultural Center. This is West Coast Pro Ill-Mannered, hashtag Ill-Mannered as you continue to watch along. We thank you so much for joining us. And we await Takumi Roja, James Kincaid alongside Sam Laterna. And in the dark as much as anyone as to what is about to take place. And there stands the champion, already making a good claim that she is perhaps the most dominant woman to step foot in a West Coast Pro ring. Second ever West Coast Pro Women's Champion.
Yeah, I can't argue that. She defeated Masha Slamovich to become the second ever West Coast Pro Women's Champ and has gone on to have a second title defense against Masha successfully, then Johnny Robbie, and the list goes on.
Yes, it does. 4 successful title defenses to date. The longest reigning West Coast Pro Women's Champion already, if you can believe that.
And the regalia.
I was just going to say, it knows how to make a grand entrance.
Yeah.
Befitting of a true champion. Resplendent as always.
So who's going to step up to the plate?
Yeah, Venny unable to answer the call here.
I can definitely think of a few women who might want to get their hands on that title, but lest I speak too soon, I'll
absolutely.
I'll wait.
The tension building here. And my eyes and my ears do not see that Sandra Moon's music, and that is in fact lightning in a bottle. Sandra Moon looking tournament and all business as she makes her way to the ring. Of course, Sandra unsuccessfully has challenged Takumi Iroha for the title on 2 separate occasions. Once
Yes, she
in
has.
Japan, once in LA. And Sandra's got something to say.
Takumi Iroha, I know you did not travel this far to not have an opponent for tonight. I know that you and I have faced many times before. Japan, Portland, Los Angeles. And I have come up short with each opportunity I've had. But with each loss, I am becoming this much closer to the wrestler that I need to be. So tonight, I know I have not earned a shot at the West Coast Pro Women's Championship. But with or without the title on the line, it would be an honor to face you tonight. Because as long as you're across the ring from me, I will rise to any occasion. Kokoro, heart to heart. All I ask is for a match with you tonight.
Speaking from the heart, Sandra Moon.
You want match with me? No. No? Okay. Tonight, championship.
Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Sandra Moon asking for match title or non-title. Takumi says she'll defend that championship again.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the West Coast Pro Women's Championship. Introducing the challenger in the black corner. She is defending the Sub-Space Division, sponsored by Stiff Blade Apparel. She is lightning in a bottle, Sandra Moon. Introducing the champion in the blue corner, from Fukuoka, Japan. She is the reigning and defending West Coast Pro Women's Champion, Takumi Iroha. And when the bell sounds, your official in charge, Ref Gill.
Stage set for our first of now 2 title matches tonight here at Ill Manor. The West Coast Pro Women's Championship held aloft. Takumi Iroha defends again against Sandra Moon. And Sandra Moon mentioned they faced in Portland, they faced in Japan, they faced in LA. Sandra Moon has come up on the losing end at every turn, but feels that she has gotten better and inched closer to victory. Could tonight be the night for lightning in a bottle to become West Coast Pro Women's Champion?
It could be. After all, I think that Sandra is taking her failures as triumphs because failures do ultimately teach you about yourself and how to better yourself as a competitor. This is the most serious that I have seen Sandra Moon.
Absolutely. Well said. Every setback a learning lesson, and you're right. Sandra Moon looks like no hocus pocus, just focus in there with Iroha as they lock up. These two have gone to war time and time again, and I mean, Sandra really, at multiple junctures in their match in LA, came so close to becoming the champion. Frustratingly close, I'm sure, but good on her for stepping up to the challenge here tonight, dusting herself off, and has a chance to make history.
Absolutely.
Taking down Iroha. trying to keep that side headlock on her.
And these two ladies have also trained together during Sandra's time in Japan at Marvelous. So there has to be that bit of knowing each other in the ring. Yeah, as we can see.
Yeah, familiarity often breeds contempt, but in this case has bred only respect, it seems, between these two. But that desire in Sandra Moon cannot be overstated. Little trickery on display there, catching Aroha unaware. And Aroha turning it over into pinning predicament, but Sandra Moon just determined. Got to be careful there. Sandra Moon's night could end really quickly here if she's not careful, and finally relenting and letting go of the hold as her title dreams flash before her eyes yet again.
But Sandra appearing to remain calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah.
And now Aroha perhaps signaling for a test of strength here. Will Sandra rise to the occasion?
She looks like she's about to oblige. Oh, Sandra saw it coming, could feel it. The fake out from Aroha.
The champ playing some games here. Getting a little cocky. I think a little would be an
when you're
understatement.
3-0 on a competitor, I think you start to feel that maybe you have their number. You can, but
yeah,
take Sandra lightly at your own risk. One of the very best in the world, and Sandra's got to be careful to not let those antics get under her skin and frustrate her. As much as it could have been a mistake for Aroha, now you see that it's paid off for Sandra that's trapped in the headlock. Aroha trying to just wrench some of the energy out of Sandra Moon here, keeping her grounded. Trying to fight her way to her feet. Sandra Moon, Aroha playing more games and just giving her a 5-star across the back. And Sandra Moon looks like that just woke her up. Dropped her guard, ate a kick, and Aroha just one of the most lethal strikers in the game. Gonna make her pay. And Sandra's got to get out of that corner in a hurry if she knows what's good for her.
She certainly does. I think her best bet with a striker like Takumi is to get her down on the ground, but then again, Takumi is also extremely well-rounded on the ground. So
therein lies the danger and the dominance of Takumi Aroha, and a kick right to the spine. Moon writhing in pain.
And I think because of that all-around nature of Takumi's style, that is what has made her the diamond mine of sorts at Marvelous.
Yeah, and just she's yet to be beaten here in West Coast Pro. Incredible run for the champion.
And
that is the mountain that Moon's trying to climb tonight. Crowd starting to get behind Sandra a little bit here. And Aroha took her eye off the ball for a moment. Oh, it didn't even phase her. Just a kick to the midsection, floored Moon. And a splash, standing splash, deep cover, successful title defense number 5, not yet.
And Sandra right now, a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, she's got to do something to rally here. She cannot afford to continue to be trapped in the corner by the champion. And to be eating more of those shots, not even covering up. Sandra launched from one corner to the other. Charging in is Aroha. Sandra, just like pistons, using both those legs. Now sliding clothesline. Just about took off the head of the champion.
5 minutes down.
That might be what Sandra needed. And firing up is lightning in a bottle. Now just going to a clubbing blow here.
Absolutely. And a little story about Sandra Moon. I first met Sandra Moon back in 2020 at a literal backyard show in Pittsburgh, and the amount that she has grown in that time, oh my gosh. Takumi with some fast footwork there. Kick to the face of Moon right there. And now the crowd on their feet for Takumi, but no less Sandra Moon, having grown so much since I saw her in 2020. If anything, tonight is her night.
And I think, again, a testament that growth, her ability to take setbacks and turn them into wins and learning lessons. And there's a lesson Sandra Moon reversing the champion, planting her with a suplex. Nicely done by the challenger.
Takumi seemingly not happy with that either.
No, and it's another spin kick right to the midsection, but Moon able to weather the storm this time. Charging right back in with a German suplex, releasing it. And it's Aroha lying crumpled in the center of the ring. Can Moon continue to build momentum here? No, just gets charged in. Now the champion falls. Champion scored with the strike, but falls down. Both champion and challenger are down.
It's anyone's game right now. Whoever gets up first, in my opinion, is going to have a decisive advantage here.
They could seize momentum, sort of a fulcrum point in the matchup, to your point. Aroha stirring, Moon cradling her head after that vicious strike. And Aroha full, two hands of hair there, pulling Moon close quarters yet again and just unloading on her.
And Sandra Moon has sustained quite a few strikes to the head at this point.
And she has, but fighting her way to her feet and just seemingly defiant in the face of the champion is Sandra Moon.
Those strikes firing her up, fueling her motivation to continue in this match.
Just trading shots, champion and challenger. Moon doubling, tripling, stringing them together now.
Moon's feeling it tonight.
Could be her moment. Oh, not to be just absolutely mollywopped by Aroha and floored. Takumi weathered Sandra Moon's storm and just absolutely blasted her there. All that work by Sandra for naught. Right back in control goes Takumi.
Guttural cry let out by Sandra Moon. The pain she's withstanding right now from those strikes, those lethal strikes of Aroha.
How much? And look at Aroha. I mean, she's having fun in there. It's a sick, deadly game, but one that Aroha is very adept at playing. And poor Sandra Moon is just getting the brunt of it right now, but I think the fun and games might be over. Moon catching Aroha's leg and scored with an elbow. Could have just dimmed the lights of the champion. Aroha is hurt and Aroha is down and Sandra Moon is fired up. We've seen this from Sandra Moon time and time again. No messing around, but Aroha still able to counter it for a moment. Swinging wildly is Moon. Takumi Aroha seemingly just trying to hold back an avalanche of fury from lightning in a bottle right now is dumped to the outside. And you could be right, Sam. This could be Moon's night. She is sensing it. And she's throwing caution to the wind. And she scores with the dive on the champion.
What a move by Moon. But of course, we need both ladies in the ring in order to come to a decision here. Takumi slinking back in, and Sandra pacing on the outside, getting her focus.
The champion is hurt. This is as good an opportunity as I think Sandra Moon has had in any of her challenges to Takumi Aroha, and just floored her, just planted her. The gut wrench, the new champion, no!
Nearly getting that 3 count. It would appear that Takumi did a kick out of desperation, but it allowed Sandra to come in there and execute that move.
Heartbreakingly close to history being made. Sandra Moon nearly just became your new West Coast Pro Women's Champion, but still in the driver's seat of her own destiny here. She's got to be careful. She's got to be careful. It's now Aroha showing that defiance. Fisherman position here, countered by Aroha, right into the pin. Is she gonna catch Moon there? No.
10 minutes down, 10 minutes down.
Again, Sandra's got to be very careful not to make a critical mistake. Just charged in and ate yet another kick, flying through the air with the champion. And now beckoning Moon back to her feet is Aroha, lying in wait. Oh, kick right to the head.
Oh.
And Sandra is down, and I mean she's scarcely stirring. Aroha just looking to put the finishing touches on this one. draping Sandra Moon right where she wants her as she goes to the top rope.
Uh-oh.
Sizing her up. The Swanton, nobody home. Moon maybe playing a little possum there. And a blindside shot of her own into the cover to make history. Sandra Moon, no! So close.
And the battle just rages on.
But Sandra Moon continues to press forward and get closer to becoming West Coast Pro Women's Champion. And cinching her up again in the Fisherman position, the Fisherman Buster. And is it gonna bust the reign of Takumi Aroha for Sandra Moon? And no, again, Aroha gets the shoulder up. And look at the eyes of Sandra Moon. What is going through her mind right now? What she has to do to keep Aroha down for 3.
I don't know what's going through Sandra Moon's mind right now, but I think we're seeing a more aggressive version of Moon, and if anything, that's what we're going to need to continue to see for her to win this match.
Is it frustration or determination from Sandra Moon? Right now it looks like determination, but determined to put the brakes on Sandra's offense is Aroha, but just clubbing away is Moon, but desperation from Aroha. And to that end, I've never seen such desperation from the champion.
Nor have I.
And that kick scored right upside the head. Only thing keeping Sandra upright right now is that corner turnbuckle. Oh no. Oh no. Takumi calling her shot.
Uh-oh.
And a running 3. Sandra Moon able to escape. But eats another kick and another. Sandra Moon down and into the cover. Valiant effort by Moon. And still going. Kicks out at 2. Now Takumi can't believe it. Yes, indeed, it was only 2.
Moon still showing signs of life, but how much more does she have in the tank, James?
Yeah, how much longer can she hang on? And again in the danger zone, but no, rallying to her feet. Just a strike upside the head of the champion.
Every movement counts at this point in the match.
And this could be big for Sandra, because the champion is in a very, very precarious position here.
Sandra looks to end Takumi's story and start her own. But Takumi hanging on.
Takumi fighting for dear life. And she knew what Sandra had in mind. Sandra's got to be careful here that Takumi doesn't get the better end of this exchange. Oh my God. Oh my God. Takumi pulling a rabbit out of the hat here and now setting Sandra Moon up out of nowhere for a running 3.
Oh,
putting a grim ending on Sandra's fairy tale championship. No, she is not. Sandra Moon just kicked out of the running 3. And Takumi can't believe it. Imploring that, no, that just simply does not happen. But it does if you're Sandra Moon. It does if you're Sandra Moon. History gonna be made. No. And Takumi, her title reign flashing before her eyes. Still can't believe that Sandra Moon kicked out of the running 3. I can't believe it. And I'm inclined to agree with the West Coast flock. And the defiance of the challenger still in full bloom. Is this the night that Moon finally crosses the finish line and becomes champion? And that's a vicious flurry from Takumi Aroha. Absolute malice aforethought, unprotected shots.
Oh, come on. Unleashing all her frustration that's built up during this match, all of the near falls that Sandra has had.
I think Moon's already out in a modified running 3. Puts the exclamation point on another successful defense. My goodness. Another successful defense for that woman, but Sandra Moon as close as she's ever come, but still just not quite enough. Disappointment, heartbreak reigns. And now Takumi Iroha came a little unhinged there, and it looks like it's not stopping. I mean, I think the fact that Moon kicked out of the running three just set something loose in Iroha. Now there's Chigusa Nagayo coming up, maybe talk some sense into Iroha. Something's come over Takumi.
I don't think Takumi is pleased with just how close Sandra came to becoming champ tonight.
I think you're right. Could feel the title almost slipping through her fingers, but no reason to take things out even more than she already had on Sandra Moon. I think Sandra was out before that second running three, and Chigusa raising the hand of, yes, indeed, still the West Coast Pro Women's Champion, Takumi Iroha. Back and forth it went. And there goes the champion, not earning some unfamiliar jeers from the crowd after what she did, but she was able to put a stop to things before any real harm was done. And again, more heartbreak for Moon, but she should hold her head up high for that effort that she gave tonight here at Manor.
Absolutely. Once again, failures become triumphs, and I have a feeling that this is only the beginning for Sandra here at West Coast Pro.
I'm inclined to agree with you. One day, Sandra Moon will capture truly lightning in a bottle and become champion in the West Coast Pro ring. Tonight, just not her night, but continues to get closer, continues to learn and raise her game. That was the first of two title matches here at Manor. It brings us to main event time, and this all started back at the West Coast Cup, and it comes to a head tonight. Starboy Charlie defending against Alpha Zoe, and one more time, Elijah
All
Retzko.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been enjoying the action so far tonight. We will be back here in the Irish Cultural Center on March 23rd. That is a Saturday for the Marvelous Coast. But next month, we are going back to the Don Quixote in Los Angeles for Under the Bridge. That is Sunday, February 18th. Don't miss it if you can make it. With that being said, it is now time for your main event!
Successful. Look at the eyes of Alpha Zoe. He knows his biggest opportunity to date is tonight as he challenges for the West Coast Pro Championship, and it's not just the title, it's deeply personal. It's all goes back to the West Coast Cup.
Yes, it does. Zoe managed to make it to the semifinals where he went head-to-head with Charlie after sustaining quite an injury to the ribs earlier in the evening, wrestling Shigeru. So, yeah, Charlie decided to get cutthroat in that match because they were both vying for the same thing, a win in the cup. So Charlie decided to capitalize on that industry to get to the finals.
Yes, he did, taking full advantage of Zoe's injury. And you hear the crowd firmly behind Alpha Zoe. And yes, Starboy Charlie did whatever he had to get by Zoe, and the crowd took exception to that. Zoe took exception to that. But Charlie prevailed and was the one to prevail in the finals to win the West Coast Cup, which punched his ticket with a date with Destiny and Titus Alexander, who is then the champion. And the Devon Dragon, Starboy Charlie, made good on that ticket to become West Coast Pro Champion.
And here he stands, about to defend this title for the third time since becoming champion.
And, you know, going back to the West Coast Cup again, the crowd had never really seen that side of Charlie. I had never seen
No.
that side of Charlie in the semifinals and the final. Charlie, he's still such a very young man and was obsessed with getting that championship, was obsessed with getting back at his longtime rival, Titus Alexander, former friend. And, he sat down with me and, in my estimation, gave a very sincere apology for the way he behaved. I would hate to be defined by my worst day, and I'm sure you probably would as well.
Yeah.
But Zoe didn't really seem to accept Charlie's apology. It's written all over his face.
And it is for the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship! Introducing the challenger in the black corner, from Oakland, California, weighing at 240 pounds, he is the demon of the coast, Alpha Introducing the champion in the blue corner, from Pacifica, California, weighing at 165 pounds, he is the reigning and defending West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Dead Dragon!
The table has been
And when the
set.
bell sounds, you're officially in charge of this contest. Sparky Valley!
Let's get to the main course. Main event time here at West Coast Pro, ill-mannered. There you see the prize, Charlie, perhaps kissing the belt goodbye as he embarks on another title defense. Alpha Zoe solemnly and intently touching that championship that could soon be his. There are the stakes. We are all the way live in the United Irish Cultural Center in San Francisco. James Kincaid alongside Sam Laterna calling the action. Bell is rung. We are underway in this title fight. And these two just content to stare a hole in one another. And take a look at Zoe. Crowd firmly behind him.
Zoe looks like he has the focus of a Shaolin monk right now.
Yeah, and perhaps he did some time visiting over there in his time in Asia. Who knows? But certainly he's in tremendous shape. Continues to recomposite his body. Charlie in the best shape of his life as well.
And to that point, being in Japan, it can be a little bit isolating, right? If you don't speak the language. So I'm sure he's had a lot to think about internally about what he wants to do in his career, what he wants to do to Charlie, as we're seeing here, going straight for the jugular.
Yeah, he wants to hurt the champion. And I think those strikes were placed with intent to the ribs of Charlie, a reminder of what happened to Alpha Zoe in the West Coast Cup and what Charlie took advantage of.
And the fact that Zoe didn't win the cup doesn't take anything away from his 2023, which was undoubtedly his best year in wrestling. Same goes for Charlie.
Incredible, breakout year for both men. And the heartbreak of Alpha Zoe that he wasn't able to be the one to cap it off with West Coast gold. But he looks even more determined in the face of that. Defeated Brian Keith to become #1 contender. And these two talking trash to one another in the center of the ring. And if I'm Charlie, champion or not, I don't think you're going to be able to run over Alpha Zoe. He's going to try.
Well.
And Zoe just sending Charlie off and bouncing the champion off, just running him over. Just barely any effort, but so much power coursing through the body of Alpha Zoe and agility to boot. Showing off some new tricks is Alpha Zoe, but eating that inverted atomic drop and the drop kick follow-up, nobody home, and Zoe was just trying to step on the throat of Charlie there. Using that power, Charlie able to hang on.
Goes for a cover.
Yeah, into the pinning predicament there. And Zoe right back at it, but for the most part, I would say Zoe is trying to hurt Charlie. Charlie's trying to win the match. And
I think that fervor for wanting to hurt Charlie could be to his detriment.
yeah, I think it very well could be, as Alpha Zoe says, you're this close to knocking your lights out and me walking away the champion. But a lot of confidence on the face of Charlie as well. It is, from my vantage point, sad to see this get so personal and so much bad blood in the water as Zoe just plants Charlie back first onto his knee and not letting go, and just slamming Charlie and sends him to the outside.
And to that point, James, yes, it is sad because these two have, shared not only a West Coast ring here, but they've trained together. They were friends at one point, so it's a shame that wrestling tore them apart as well.
Yeah, they
brought them together, tore them apart.
It is a sad story. They've teamed together here at West Coast Pro. They've stood shoulder to shoulder, in my estimation, to be good representatives and leaders in that locker room. And the wedge between them now looks like a chasm. And Alpha Zoe was looking for a suplex on the outside. Charlie able to escape. Now from the apron, a moonsault, but no, Zoe caught him. Alpha Zoe caught Charlie. And I talked about that amazing power. Full display from Alpha Zoe. Pressing Charlie.
Oh my gosh, is he going to press him into the crowd?
And just threw Charlie about 4 or 5 rows deep here at the United Irish Cultural Center, and yes, mercy. Alpha Zoe sending his love from the other side of the apocalypse.
And we've only seen one facial expression on the face of Zoe this whole time. That stone cold face of someone who just wants to inflict pain on their opponent.
Yeah, it is a scary gaze on the face of Zoe, and one of determination, one that says he will be leaving here tonight, West Coast Pro Champion, and the champion, Starboy Charlie, is hurt. And now this one could be mercifully over. No, Charlie, still too much fight in that young man's body to give up that easy, but nothing easy about that press slam. He just took it to the seats and just got
5 minutes down.
The malice with everything that Zoe is doing to Charlie in there right now is just, it's stark.
Yeah, the personal nature of this match is palpable right now to us, to the audience. Also, just stylistically, this is different from Charlie's matches with Chris Bay,
yes,
with Jack Cartwheel. Zoe does work a different style from those two.
Yeah, well pointed out. It is night and day difference to the first 2 title defenses for Starboy Charlie.
And you can argue that Zoe wants that title more because he's a homegrown of West Coast Pro. Did Chris Bay or Jack Cartwheel have that same motivation?
Yeah, it's also astutely pointed out, and the fact that, again, just you hear Zoe talking trash, not taking his eyes off of Charlie. Charlie starting to use some of that boxing background to get back into this, but just the power, just dynamite in that right, floors the champion. And Zoe in full control.
And just adding insult to injury here.
Not going to win the match that way, but softening Charlie up, and Charlie able to escape at the last moment. And Zoe getting caught up there in the corner. Now Charlie with those overhand shots. Keep an eye on Zoe's right leg. Might have tweaked something there. Yeah, you see him reaching for it. Charlie might have caught a big-time break.
I think he did.
And Charlie using every bit of that agility to land on the apron. Doubling over Zoe, wasting no time. Going up top is Starboy. Charlie looking to slice and dice and successfully defend that title yet again. Charlie in control. Seizing the momentum here. Standing corkscrew into the cover. Counting along perhaps. And 2 count only. Zoe staying alive.
And Charlie realizing how big of a challenge he has before him with Alpha Zoe here. Now starting to maybe play his own game, get a little angry, get a little aggressive with him. This isn't a friendly competition anymore.
No, not at all. But Zoe absorbing those kicks and asking for more, leaving himself open. Not sure the strategy I would go with. Charlie went to the midsection. Yeah, Charlie saying it's over. Go looking for that Gotch-style pile driver. Alpha Zoe just using that center of gravity, putting the brakes on that. And Zoe looking sidewinder here. Charlie, title was slipping through his hands if Zoe hits that sidewinder. Side Russian leg sweep from the champion and hanging on and turning it beautifully done into the crossface.
Beautiful float over, wow.
Is Zoe gonna tap here? Could be Tap City for the Demon of the West Coast. Fighting for dear life to not submit. Trying to will his way to the ropes.
Using his sheer strength to inch towards the ropes. Will he get there? He's just inches away.
So close, but it's just got to be a matter of time. Oh, a lot of torque that Charlie put on there, but Zoe able to, like you said, use that strength to get to the ropes, and that was the only thing that saved Alpha Zoe there. Could have been another successful title defense, but Zoe able to force a break. Charlie have in mind now. Look at neck breaker, nicely done. Dead center of the ring. Charlie launching from the corner and with the rolling knee drop right across the jaw and into the cover. 2 count. Alpha Zoe able to get the shoulder up, but in a bad way right now. Crowd still firmly behind Alpha Zoe, trying to will him back into this matchup.
Now Zoe trying to find a way out of this arm maneuver here. Some open palm fists to the abdomen, but Charlie returning in kind with some strikes.
Yeah, using those kicks to great effect, but Zoe again able to put the brakes on, still just too much power in Alpha Zoe. And Zoe has worked so hard, climbed to be here at the precipice of becoming champion. He's not going to go away quietly or easy.
10 minutes down.
And just a tug of war, battle of wills in the center of the black and blue, and Alpha Zoe wins that exchange, just launching Charlie into the corner. And Zoe, perhaps too eager, just charged right back into an elbow, now a boot.
Smart move by Charlie here.
Look at sunset flip there, but Zoe desperately putting the brakes on and now has Charlie in his crosshairs again. Just grabbing Charlie by the throat and launching the champion.
My gosh.
Folding him up. Dropping Charlie right on his head.
The vitriol with which Zoe is executing each move. His desire to be champion is clear, but his desire to hurt Charlie even more present.
Absolutely well said. And that is just fueling Zoe right now. Again, his constant desire to hurt Charlie. Swing and a miss, but catches him with the knee. Half and half suplex just sent Charlie into the upside down Mercy. And look at Zoe. Fire burning in the eyes of Alpha Zoe. And saying this is it. It's done. The title reign of Starboy Charlie coming to an end before our very eyes. No, Charlie with the counter.
And once more, going for it, but Zoe driving him into the corner.
Too much strength to spare with Alpha Zoe. God, Demon of the West Coast is right. Just the demonic look on the face of Alpha Zoe all matchup. How can Charlie continue to battle, but with a shotgun dropkick? The champion once again looking good. Charlie follows up again. Charlie trying to will himself back into another successful title defense, making the climb from the second round. So got the knees up. Zoe got the knees up, and it's the midsection of Charlie. Once again, the perhaps poetic justice of the ribs of Charlie are now injured by that dragon screw.
Uh-oh, now Zoe seems to be favoring that left leg a little bit.
We saw him tweak a leg earlier, something to keep an eye on. Handspring. Charlie with the poison rana. Charlie spiking the challenger and trying to roll him over. And yeah, vital time being lost. Charlie rolling him away from the ropes, but so able to get the shoulder up. Smart move by Charlie. And now an even smarter one. Looking to go right back into that crossface that we saw earlier. Soften Zoe up, and now can Zoe once again force a break or get out of this hold? How much strength is left in Alpha Zoe? He's fading.
Uh-oh. Eyes are looking a little lackadaisical here. The ref checking up if he doesn't raise his hand a third time.
One more
this match
time.
is over.
No.
Zoe still showing signs of life. And now slowly, using the torque of his body there, cover on Charlie. Oh, but now Charlie with a cover of his own.
Multiple near falls.
Whoa!
Mid-air collision. Not sure who got the better of that. I don't think either man. And now they both are down.
Yeah, it's safe to say that whatever that was didn't feel good for either competitor.
Nasty landing for Charlie and brutal impact for Alpha Zoe. And perhaps whoever gets to their feet here will be in control and able to seize the matchup. I think Zoe starting to sense that, but again, yeah, just brutal impact. You see him holding the side of his head, that shoulder. Both of his legs have been under assault. The cross faces.
Wow.
Swinging wildly. Scoring is Charlie. Zoe again misses. Charlie again scores.
Both men here fighting their own personal battles, right? Charlie trying to be a valiant champion, showing that he is, but Zoe trying to fight for his honor.
Backing the champion up, but charging right back in is Charlie. Some vicious shots. Zoe unwilling to go down and flattens the champion.
Oh my gosh, could we see a new champ?
Taking the title here? No.
15 minutes down. 15 minutes down.
Alpha Zoe gets Charlie up on his shoulders here. What does he have in mind?
Looking to finish him off, but Charlie trying to power out of it.
Using those elbows to great effect. Another wild swing and miss, but this time Zoe was ready with a follow. Charlie missing, but slipping through the legs of Zoe. A wild elbow, Pele kick. Charlie, handspring, looking poison rana again.
Oh my gosh.
Zoe knows, and Zoe says no. Zoe, sidewinder from Alpha Zoe. Alpha Zoe just hit Charlie with the sidewinder. Cover him, Zoe, and you'll be the new champion. What a hellacious sidewinder into the cover. History made here. Zoe could sense it. But Charlie got the shoulder up. And once again, Starboy's got better things to do tonight than die. Zoe can't believe it.
Digging deep like a true champion should, does Charlie. What more is it going to take for Zoe to not only take out Charlie, but claim the West Coast Pro title as his own?
And how much more can Charlie take? How much more can Zoe dish out? Zoe sizing Charlie up. Took off the elbow pad, looking to decapitate the champion, but Charlie able to evade and able to score with the kick right into the cover. Big time strike from Charlie, but not enough to keep Zoe down. It's like Charlie almost fighting for forgiveness or validation from Alpha Zoe, as Zoe is fueled by rage. And now the straps coming down from the Denim Dragon. Looking once again for that pile driver, but oh my God. A full rotation. Charlie is hurt.
Oh.
Just taking the head off of the champion, my God. Charlie is seriously hurt. Just rolling to the outside for Sanctuary.
Yeah, the sheer velocity of that sequence would appear that Charlie might have fallen on the head quite bad.
A full body rotation.
Wow.
And then a lariat to follow up. Charlie down in as serious jeopardy as I maybe have ever seen Starboy Charlie. The rage and fury of Alpha Zoe doing some serious damage, to put it mildly. Zoe swinging for the kill shot, and Charlie able to get out of the way, and now Zoe might have just broken his arm on the post out there.
Charlie just operating on instinct right now, trying desperately to peel himself off the ground.
I mean, I'm surprised Charlie is like that he's even awake right now. I thought he was knocked cold.
As did I.
But having the presence of mind to evade, now just crawling, fighting for his life out there. And the count is on. Burying the lead, the count is on. It's going to be a double count out, no.
And both men are back in this match.
This fight will continue. How, I don't know. Thought Charlie might have been knocked unconscious. Alpha Zoe's arm could be hanging on by a thread. The crowd chanting for the challenger. Zoe throwing injury out the window, saying be damned. Wants to dole out more punishment to Charlie. Oh my God.
At this point, it's very clear that both men are going to keep going until one ceases to exist.
God, just absolutely decimating one another. Burn the ships. They've reached the point of no return. Alpha Zoe with that rebounding kick. Look at Sidewinder yet again. Charlie able to counter. Charlie countering. I was thinking maybe crossface. No, rolling through. Charlie with the pile driver. Charlie hit the big shot, and Charlie defends.
Here is your winner, and still West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion, Starboy Charlie.
Wow. You said it. And what is left of champion and challenger? Sparky just draping the title over the fallen Denim Dragon, who, believe it or not, is your winner. Able to hit that Gotch pile driver, but my God.
That wasn't a sprint, that wasn't a marathon, that was a decathlon that these two men just competed in, proverbially, of course.
An unchained melody of violence in our main event here at Ill-Mannered, and there still stands the champion, Starboy Charlie, and I'm not sure Zoe still knows what hit him. And I can't believe that Charlie is standing, and the full body rotation, the lariat, I thought he was out cold and dead to rights multiple times in the matchup, and Charlie making his exit here.
Continuing to show that he's not only a fighting champion, but a champion who's getting smarter with every single title defense.
And having to do it in a multitude of ways, and Charlie re-entering the ring. And like I said, I think Charlie was fighting for forgiveness and perhaps Zoe's respect. And Charlie, outstretched hand, showing of respect to Alpha Zoe. And what the hell is this? Kevin Black with the aesthetic crippler just waylaying Charlie.
What is Kevin doing here?
Yet another instance. Blackwood. Blackwood now.
He wants Zoe to join in?
I think he was either that or looking to step to Alpha Zoe too. Well, I think that Blackwood is somewhat amused that Zoe is just not going to help Charlie here. Charlie trying to fight off Blackwood, but he just nearly got destroyed by Alpha Zoe. Now just teeing off on the back of the head is the aesthetic crippler, and he could be doing just that. And Alpha Zoe not willing to help. No, come on. And now the franchise Titus Alexander. I told you I was
Wow.
waiting for the other shoe to drop with what we saw earlier, and other shoe about to drop here. It's going to come at the expense of Starboy Charlie. This is going to be hard to watch. There's barely anything left of Charlie, and Alpha Zoe just leaving him high and dry.
Yeah, this is a great way to make a statement. Get a guy while he's down and out.
You know, it fits the MO, certainly, of these two. And no, what? Titus just clocked Kevin Blackwood.
And Kevin Blackwood absolutely aghast. These two have tagged together before.
Titus just staring a hole in Kevin Blackwood. I don't know what to make of that, and neither does Kevin. And now Titus returning his attention to Starboy Charlie as these two instant classic. The first West Coast coming, Charlie charging in, and now he cleans Blackwood's clock.
Uh-oh.
And there stand the franchise and the Denim Dragon, champion and former champion, friends turned rivals. A resuming of hostilities here. Titus Alexander extending his hand. And I do not know what to make of it. An embrace. I never thought I'd see the day. Time heals all wounds, but it surely seems that some wounds are not meant to heal, and that is one that I never thought I would see. The franchise and Starboy shared an embrace in the ring, and I am stunned. I'm not sure Charlie knows quite what to make of what we just saw. But unless my eyes deceive me, Sam, Titus Alexander just saved Starboy Charlie from an assault from Kevin Blackwood.
He did, in a very unlikely turn of events, but no less, I think Titus realizes that iron sharpens iron, and these are two men that have managed to do that with each other. There's that mutual respect.
Again, friends turned rivals. Are they friends again? That remains to be seen. What an incredible night this has been here at Ill Manor. Sam, thank you so much for being alongside Starboy Charlie. Still the champion, but so much fallout to come. February 18th, under the bridge at the Don Quixote in Los Angeles. Chris Hero will take on Adrian West. That and so much more. And to all of you who joined us here tonight, I say thank you. Thank you for sharing our passion. And until next time, I say good night and Godspeed.